video. Here, let me see. I got my sound out here. Let me just put it in here. Sorry about that. So yeah, it's your boy Black Roo back with another video. Really exciting show planned for you guys today. But before we get started, cue my guy, Indigo Saint. Let's get it. Let's get it. Indigo Saint in the building. Black Roo investing. Let's go.
Who's this producer?
Best believe I was black or invested. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. Profits is what we manifested. So we binge on a black or invested. Best believe I was black or invested. That course in this race, we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. So thank God for that black or invested. Best believe I was black or invested.
Swear y'all, that Indigo gets me hype every time. Matt, shout out, mad props to the guy, Indigo Saint. What is up, guys? Exciting new show for you guys today. Changing my tune on gaming tokens, but be warned, okay? We're going to go over that be warned part. That is extremely important, okay? Hot new gaming token for you guys, and of course, the patrons got it first. Let's see who's in the house here. What's up, Kenneth Carter? And just to let people roll in a little bit, we will do a let's share the screen. And let's do a little victory lap for the patrons, all right? Over here, some of the things that we've been watching and had some great gains on already in this crypto bull run, which I say has already started. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, no, it hasn't started yet. But I think that's a bad practice. I think the people that are saying that are going to be late. I think they're going to be seriously, seriously late. And we over here in our community will be fine. I think there will be a small little adjustment in December, but nothing like too serious. Bull runs here, in my opinion. Okay. Yeah. So while people are rolling in, we'll just take a couple victory laps here for the Patreon. Let's go with AOTs here. I think we were investing in this at around like 2 cents, all the way up to 7. Touched 8 over the weekend. Let's go. Of course, Caspa, we've invested in this since like a 1 cents, all the way up to 14. Let's go. Chilling around 13.5 right now. What are some of the other ones that we have? Oh, Tara. We had a real nice time in Tara. We got in 0.005. It's sitting at 0.19 now. Just so many great gains to talk about. Shout out to the patrons. And of course, if you cannot afford the Patreon, less than a cup of coffee though, for a weekly watch list, come on over here to the Telegram, where completely free people share information, and talk about coins, like wonderful people. Like shout out to our moderator E. We got Italia Grape in here. We got Stranger. We got Courtney Johnson. We got Cryptwork. We got Ace. We got CPW. We got so many people in here sharing so much great information. Jones D, Cryptwork. I don't know if I said her yet. Sniper 4, Stranger, CEO Honda K24. So many people sharing so much great information, and I'll drop in there and answer questions. Shy D there. So many great people in there. I love our community. 97 members strong. After having our chat, all of a sudden it randomly booted like 70 something of our members. So we had to start all the way back at like 48 members. But we're growing again. So if you got booted out of there, we'll welcome you back. I didn't do it. But yeah, completely free. Links in the description. So let's talk about gaming tokens. I'm gonna change my tune a little bit on gaming tokens. Let's see what we got in here. Okay, 9. That's start. If I have to repeat some stuff, it's fine. Changing my tune on gaming tokens. Okay. Now I think we can invest in gaming tokens. Before I was like, it's gaming, and I'm still sticking to this, however, with a caveat. Okay. For any of you guys, let me go ahead and kill this Telegram because people are talking. It's gonna come up and distract me the whole time. My apologies. Okay, so back in the day, for you, those of you who've been following me for a while, shout out to my guy Underdog Crypto. My guy Underdog Crypto had a phrase. It was research over hype. Love that phrase. It's a great phrase. Research over hype. But sometimes you can take advantage of hype. If you recognize hype for what it is, hype, just hype, heck, go in there and take advantage of it. Now, what we're going to do is take advantage of some of the hype that influencers are going to put onto these gaming tokens. But what I need you to understand, why I need you to be warned, is at the end of the day, it's a game, okay? And here are some previous gaming tokens where they've in a bull run and they have gotten smashed. Okay. Now, just as a comparison, I have Hedera here, which has gone up to 50 cents and gone down to 5, right? Okay. I mean, it is what it is, right? But if you look at gaming tokens, this boy went up to $3.05 and got smashed down to 3 cents. So understand, and it started at 70. So the huge difference here, whereas Hedera started at 9 cents or whatever. But these gaming influencers use, they pump these boys and they dump them. Okay. So understand, like, get in for your profit. Like, say you only say, like, say if it's at like when we're going to cover some gaming, a couple gaming tokens today, just one hot new one and one that we've talked about before. Okay. And of course, patrons got these first. But anyways, let's keep going. Understand, like, you want to get out before the pumpers stop pumping it. Okay. So understand, you're just in for these gaming tokens for a quick flip. Okay. And you want to get out way before the pumpers stop pumping it. Okay. Here's another gaming token that pumped all the way up to 14 cents and dumped down to 0.00017, Blocktopia. And there were a bunch of big influencers in on this Blocktopia. Like, I can open it up and show you guys, but I'm not going to. We're not going to single out influencers. Okay? We won't necessarily single out influencers today. We'll mention one that's pumping a token we're looking at, but that's not what we're going to mention it for. But whole bunch of different influencers involved in this, and they probably got in the private sell, so they at least made like probably 5 to 6 figures on this pump too, right? So understand it for what it is, hype on these gaming tokens, because we can look at, here's one that I loved, Splinterlands, pumped and dumped down. And it has a working games. Ben had a working game, still working game. Just it is what it is with these gaming tokens. So let's look at Gala, right? Gala, of all things, it had the IP behind it. It had so many things behind it, right? But look at them now, right? And how many tokens are like this, right? A lot, right? And Gala has like Snoop Dogg and all those other people behind them. And still, like, they got some playable games on there, but games take such a long time. Excuse me, sorry. Games take such a long time to produce. Games take multiple years to produce. So you have something like this, right? And I guess you really have to understand where it is. If we're investing early and we get out pretty early, we can leave moon bags, but we don't have to worry about this big backlash crash. And Gala, of course, had more IP, had more things behind it, was more solid than something like Blocktopia. But you kind of get the point there, right? Let's see who we got in the chat before we continue on here. Okay, we'll talk about those, but Axie Infinity is a good example of something. Okay, now the reason that Axie Infinity actually really succeeded was because Axie Infinity brought all these new people into crypto gaming. Okay, like it got to a point where people in the Philippines could make 3 or 4 times more working, or I'm sorry, playing the Axie Infinity game than they could working any job in the Philippines. So that's why it really succeeded. Okay. That it could replace jobs for people in the Philippines. So it blew the hell up. Okay. And unless you're doing that, and I don't know, like, I don't think there's just Axie Infinities just, just growing on trees out there. But that would be one thing for you to really look for. Is this out here replacing jobs for people in some country? Okay, is this game actually doing that? Then maybe it might have a chance to do something like an Axie Infinity. Okay. Now, that's why we're kind of gonna look at one game today, because it has a gala games type feeling to it. Okay. But again, I want you to understand, people are pumping it. Okay. Influencers are pumping it. And they're telling their people something like 100x, 200x, and all this other stuff. Could they be right? Yeah, they could. But you don't want to be the one that's like sitting around waiting for 100x when like they can dump on you. Okay. So honestly, I don't think the gaming tokens are too great of an investment because games take so long to build. However, I think taking advantage of the hype of everyone hyping it up is perfectly fine. So I hope that I made that extremely clear. If somebody comes in late, we can kind of go over it. But this is purely us trying to take advantage of hype of other people hyping this up. Because really, at the end of the day, the gaming sector is just gaming. It's not essential for people's life and have as many like, what do you call it? Gamers in this area, because you got to learn how to get a wallet, a crypto wallet, and all this stuff. Like, there's not as many gamers as, say, like a Call of Duty, a John Madden football. Like, again, and that's why Axie Infinity, because they got a whole country of people able to replace their income with it. So they brought a whole new influx of gamers to crypto. Okay. So unless it can do something like that, it's just a crypto game at the end of the day, where people are not going to be able to figure out how to use a wallet, want to take the time to figure out how to use a wallet, and then life happens and then they move something else, right? So again, be warned, we are literally only taking advantage of hype with this, right? Okay. So before I cover the new one, I want to cover the old one, which is Beam. Okay. Um, Shout out to E. He posted a very nice video in the chat. I want you guys to, if you're in the chat, go over and check it out. If you're not in the chat, what are you doing? Because it's free. You might as well be in the chat. Let me highlight this video that E posted. And shout out to E. I don't know if he's in the chat or not, but shout out to him. Um, we had a lot of information that I gotta get up to speed on in the chat here. And I think at some point I'm gonna end up closing off this chat, so it's like Patreon people only. And anybody who's already in here can stay in here, like grandfathered in. But at some point, I think I'm going to close this off, so it's just Patreon members. Where the hell is it, bro? Okay, hold on. Almost there. I passed it earlier when we were talking. As you can see, so much information, right? Great information. There it is. Okay. So this guy here does a really good video. I'm going to let you guys come in the chat to check it out. But one of the things you can see here is, I don't know if you guys know this influencer. His name is Alex Becker, but he's pumping this token, this Beam token. One of the things we covered this last week. One of the people behind this is Merit Circle. One of the things I didn't cover last week was that this was a kind of a token conversion. Okay. They converted Merit Circle token over to Beam. So usually and generally token conversions are bad, really bad for people. They're generally just bad. And you want to kind of wait until after the token conversion happens and then get in. And the conversion has happened already here. So nothing to worry about there. But Merit Circle, they converted their token over to Beam. Okay. Which it seems scammy and it might be a little scammy. However, in this case, it actually kind of really works because now this Beam token, instead of them having just Merit Circle and Beam, they have Beam working as everything. It's the governance token. It's the thing you use for your games. It's everything. Okay. And if we got some guy like and Alex Becker pumping it, it's probably going to go somewhere. But on top of that, I think too, Merit Circle doing that, I think they know like people like to see stuff kind of under or around the cent area. So from them converting over to a coin from a coin that was like 85 cents and like dropping a couple zeros and moving down to under a cent, that will actually bring a lot more liquidity to their token. We see this a lot in the stock market too, right? Where Tesla will do something like a stock split, and all of a sudden, all this more extra liquidity comes in because now it's kind of easier for the common person to buy a share. Okay, that's what that is when they're doing that. Those stock splits, like people think it's like not, it's like it's helping out people, and in a sense it kind of is, but more of what it's doing is bringing more liquidity in because now people can afford to buy a share, right? And own an actual piece of the company, own a share. Okay, so this is essentially effectively what they did here with Beam. Okay, so with it being under a cent, we have a lot of room for it to move. We already kind of been over Merit Circle and the fact that they're connected to DCG, and DCG is a big, big, big money player in the whole crypto realm. So, I mean, how much would you have to have this go up to be happy and take profits from here, right? 3 cents. Like at 3 cents, that's a what? 4 or 5x from here, right? And it's not even okay. It's listed on Binance, hasn't gotten to Coinbase yet, hasn't gotten to MXC yet, hasn't gotten to KuCoin yet. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. There we go. Some more. There's some more over here. Maybe it has got to KuCoin. Usually KuCoin's at the top though, so I don't think so. Yeah, so it has gotten to MXC, hasn't gotten to gotten to Coinbase, which will mean even more liquidity. I know it's not on Uphold yet, which is more liquidity there. So I have some things here that can give more liquidity to this coin. And who knows how long it's been on Binance. I don't know how long it's been on Binance. So yeah, Beam. Now, let's see if we got any questions. Okay, we'll cover all of those. Now for the coin, the hot new gaming coin. Of course, patrons got it. Miria, okay? And my oh my, again, this is another one under a cent. My oh my are the influencers pumping this bad boy, okay? They are pumping the dog crap out of this coin, right? And the reason it's kind of appealing to me is it looks like they're following the whole Gala Games kind of they're following the whole Gala Games type of deal with this. You can see it's been pumping like crazy, but still being over the last like okay, what is this month? It's pumped almost 300%, but still with it being under a cent, I think it's still even pumpable more despite that. If we go on their website, you will see that they have notes available. Okay. Now, for any of you who are around for the last bull run, Gala Games had nodes available. Okay. And those nodes were very lucrative for people. Okay. This node, last I checked, is around $4,500. You have to make a decision for yourself if that's something new. Maybe you might want to say, okay, I'm going to spend $4,000 on getting the token. And, when it goes up to 3 cents, I'm just going to take my, whatever that is, 4,000 times 3x or 4x is like what? Oh, what can I add? Okay, it's like $12,000, right? So take that, call it a day. Like maybe take out 8,000 profit, leave 4,000 for a moon bag, and away you go. But maybe you might want to have a node. Personally, I know, shout out to my guy, Bird Dog. He was the one who was able to take advantage of Gala node. I did mention these Gala nodes way, way, way back in the day when I was on Benzinga, and they were around 4,000 around that time too. And those nodes went up to like, they were like 20,000 a node or something like that. It's crazy. Or more. So nodes can be very lucrative. However, your 4,000 is going to be there for a while. And you're basically betting on it to turn into something like a gala. And some people are okay. So again, up to you guys that the option is there, telling you guys that in the past we have a precedent with gala with people making money off a node. So you decide for yourself if you want a node or you want to just invest in coin or you want to do both. Hey, maybe you're balling like that. I don't know. Um, but the option is there. If we go to the blog, we can go see that one of their head guy does have a lot of gaming experience. So and again, we got influencers back up and forward pumping this token. Name any names, but they're pumping it. And at the end of the day, again, at the end of the day, to me, uh, a game takes so long to make. Who knows if it's going to be lucrative? And it's gaming at the end of the day. Okay, so here's their CEO. He's had a 27 career, so 27 year. That's a that's a esoteric number too, right? Um, Career and professional video games um, development at some of the most recognizable names in the industry, including Activision, Electronic Arts, 2K, Ubisoft, Sony, and Midway. And apparently, there are a lot of Ubisoft guys that are over here. So that's this guy, co-founder, CTO. So they do got guys with gaming chops that are part of this company. Um, and maybe it does do a gala games like jump, okay, which would mean even though it's up 300%, we're still early. However, again, I would question it's a game. You would want to take profits at some point, okay, and just gaming, cryptos and launch pads, they just lose so much of their money after people are finished pumping them. That's why I say just be warned with these. They will tell you that they're like the best thing since like sliced bread and round wheels and moving vehicles, and it's just not the case. Okay, okay. So just be careful. Okay, I hope I made that as clear as possible. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna give the patrons some list of gaming tokens that are like this guy. That you're gonna try to take advantage of the hype. So patrons are gonna get that this weekend. Excuse me. How much does a note cost? Last I checked. What's up, Mainly Music? Um, what's up, Janet Hayes? What's up, JH? What's up, Cryptwork? What's up, Double Dare You? Double Dare You. What's up, Italia Grape? What's up, E? I love that name. What's up, Kenneth Carter? Double Dare You over here. The no cost, last I checked, somewhere around like 4,500 and change. Okay. So I would do that, but I would have to connect all it and actually show you. But yeah, it's something like around 4,500. Um, so yeah, so around that. And you got to put in your email address and all this other stuff. But yeah, that's how much it costs. And again, like there are multiple guys pumping this, um, and like all these influencers, they seem to be really high on gaming. But I think I understand why that is because they can pump it. Like again, at the end of the day, like my chance hasn't changed on game, and the fact that it's gaming and people lose interest in gaming and they can just walk away from it like real easy, right? Um, However, I'm willing to get into it to take advantage of the hype that I know other influencers are going to draw in it. So I'm being very transparent in that when I'm saying that to you guys. Um, so I don't think like the rest of them weren't transparent. When I looking at different influencers, they weren't transparent on that fact. So I'm giving you guys the real here, the absolute real here. Um, yeah, so wow, not that experience yet, but thanks. Um, so yeah, guys, there's a bunch of tokens like this out there that influencers are going to be pumping, and at the end of the day, recognize it's a game. Like at the end of the day, what's going to keep its value more are the ISO tokens that we've been talking about. Um, Different things like Quant, different things like Link, by the way, which had a tad bit of a pullback, um, but it's only up uh, basically 2x from when it was this year earlier. Um, Maybe you consider putting some of your profits here because things like Chainlink, things like Quant, things like HBAR are going to be a part of this big revolution. They are. We've already seen it. HBAR has already hooks into Fed now. HBAR, which is with this Hedera consensus protocol, has hooks into Hyperledger Fabric, has hooks into R3's Cordia. Um, they're just going to be right, and we saw all the people. So maybe you consider putting some of your profits there into things like this, because long term they're going to be what's around. Okay, but I think you're playing with fire if you're holding on to Beam or Miria for X gains with all of these influencers pushing the hype. Okay, so again, warning again, warning again. Okay, what's up, Cryptonomics? So again, so know that we're in these boys for the hype. Okay. Let me see. Now let's get into questions. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and put them on the chat. Okay, so yeah, I talked about actually Infinity earlier. I don't know if some people missed it, but I'll go back over it again. Thing that made Axie Infinity very effective is that it brought an influx of new people into crypto because people in the Philippines could replace their jobs with Axie Infinity. To the tune of like they were making like 3 or 4 or 5 times more with Axie Infinity than their job. And honestly, I think that's almost a test. I think eventually, maybe not our kids, but maybe our kids will end up being in the metaverse, having jobs gaming than actually doing some real physical labor job. I think down the line, the sandbox and Decentraland will probably be where our kids are playing games for virtual money. However, since time is very long away from us right now, at the end of the day, these things are just games. So unless something like Axie Infinity, unless we can find some game that replaces somebody's job in some country, but that'll be something for you to look for. If you figure out or you find or you discover that someone's in a different country are playing these games to the tune where they can replace their job, then maybe that's going to be a great game in the future, right? And I think to some extent, people can still do that with Axie Infinity, but I'd rather take $6.35 and put it in one of these that influencers are up here hyping to death, because you probably can quick flip that quicker than putting it in something like an Axie Infinity. Um, Gods Unchained may be something. Maybe I probably say the same thing, but let me look at it here. Yeah, Gods Unchained, I would probably say the same thing for this. Um, but this leads me to something that I've noticed here lately. Um, Coins with these really low supplies, um, it seems like people have been trying to take advantage of pumping coins with very low supplies lately. Um, so if you see something that seems interesting and has a low supply, uh, they're trying to pump these at least to 100% gains. Like, and I noticed it's like anything kind of under a billion to like under a million. But yeah, so I'd rather take 40 cents and say put it here or here. But talking again about maybe gaming staples, um, if we look at a coin like Alluvium, Alluvium actually backs a lot of other games. I did not realize this, but they back a lot of games, other people's games. And as you can see, another small circulating supply coin. Um, this again was another coin that was pumped and dumped, but down to a respectable level. And as we sit here right now, we're pretty much only like a 2x from the where it was dumped. So at $108, considering it was as high as 1,000 something, and considering that it sponsors other games, I think it is actually at a good value right now. Um, Star Atlas. Um, Star Atlas is at a discount, but it's one of these ones that everyone knows about. Um, I almost say it'd be better to get into some new blood if you're trying to take advantage of the factor. Um, Probably the new blood would be better than the old blood. Okay. Um, but yeah, I mean it is at a good decent value. Remember, this has two coins. Um, but I would think I would feel you would get more quick movement out of the newer coins than the older coins. There is a lot of money in Star Atlas. There's a lot of people with money in this thing. And again, this is another one. Look at it. Just look at this. This is crazy, bro. Like, this is crazy, bro. 23 cents down to 0.002. Like, they drained, like, what is it? Like 10,000% of liquidity, or am I right here? Or 1,000% of liquidity? It's insane, bro. And that's why for the longest time I just said I'm not even going to deal with gaming tokens. However, these are the ones that influencers love to pump. So, hey, let's just go in knowing what we're going into, right? We're going into hype trains. That's what we're going into. Because to make a game like this will take multiple years. It's just pure hype. So I might say to tend to go with newer blood than the older one, but will Star Atlas do good? I'm pretty sure it will. But it's up to you on how long you want your money to sit. That's always my thing, right? Um, but yeah, I was reading. I think we talked about it last week. 48 Laws of Power. Law 27. You guys should take a look at Law 27. That's a lot of what's going on with these gaming tokens. A whole lot of what's going on with these gaming tokens. Hey, mainly music. If you're still around, what did you guys say about Quan X? I'm curious if you were able to contact them about that. Hey, what is up? My guy Riviera Group, long time. ARB, no need to defend or validate any of these gaming influencers. Maybe they are not on point, but you are. I'd rather invest confidently in 5 or 6 other sectors I really believe in. I agree. I agree, bro. But no reason why we can't take advantage of their hype. But instead, we're going to tell people up front, hey, these are what they are, right? And don't try to stay around for huge gains. Yeah, Jay. Yeah, Jay. I covered it a little bit, and I'm saying it again here. We're going to take advantage of all these influencers hyping up gaming tokens. That's it. Just know that this is what we tend to see with gaming tokens. Like way so more than ISO tokens. They dump the hell out of these after they pump them the hell up and they dump them. Okay. And major influencers were on this Blocktopia game, just as major influencers were in on Star Atlas, right? So just understand what we're with, what we're doing here now. And that's why I'm saying look at some of the tokens that haven't been pumped, these new gaming tokens, and try to get out early so you're not on this end of the dump, right? Or this end of the dump. Okay. We're just going in knowing what it is. Okay. We're just going in eyes wide open, knowing these things are what they are. Okay. I'm trying to be careful with my words. I'm not trying to get sued by anybody, but we're just going in knowing what these things. Okay. Know what they are. Okay. And it's not any of this stuff like, oh, I'm not a gamer or anything like that. I don't understand games. I understand what's going on here. I get what's going on here. So you get what's going on here too. At the end of the day, these are still just games. And there's a finite amount of people that know how to operate a crypto wallet. So they're not getting all the gaming people that are playing John Madden football, Call of Duty, and all of this other stuff, or even other computer games, because people don't want to deal with the crypto wallet. We're clearly just getting people hyping up stuff. Okay. So that's where this is. Okay. And look no further than Gala, which Gala had so many big things and big people behind it, right? And still they're able to get so far, right? The biggest success to date even outside metaverses. The biggest success to date is Affinity, and they got an entire new influx of people because they were able to replace real world incomes. Okay. Um, like the metaverse things are different because you got the world the World Economic Forum behind those. I just had to say it, but that's what it is. And I always notice that with certain of these things, like we got some of the same players. It's almost like they're connected to the to the forum, right? Just like we had certain people invest in FTX, right? Um, like what's his face? uh, Tom Brady, Shaquille O'Neal, Stephen Curry. What do you know? Those are the same people we had that, like, quote unquote, bought Bored Apes, right? Weird, weird. Same kind of people that own land in the sandbox. Weird, right? So weird, right? Ain't that weird? Just coincidence, probably, right? But like I said last week, I think it's one of those things like, okay, Shaq, wink and nod. You're gonna this is allegedly. Can't confirm this. This is my opinion. This is my thoughts. Let me get that out of the way, right? But how easy would it just be? Like, Shaq, here, we're gonna give you $2 million and sign this NDA, but we're gonna give you $2 million. And maybe you're gonna use 1 million of it to buy a board ape. How hard would that be, right? So, but then the press clipping comes out as Shaq bought a board ape. Eminem, hey, this is just my thought, my opinion. Hey, Eminem, we're gonna give you $2 million. Boom, and you're gonna use 1 million of it to buy a board ape. Oh, press clipping comes out. Eminem bought a board ape. Uh, crazy, man. This is the world we live in, bro. This is the world we live in. I wouldn't mind moving to Bali and play games for bills. Are you playing any games now? I'm not playing any of these games, but that's what it would take. You have to live in some country like that where you're really advantage of these games that are really kind of being played, but they're earning almost American dollars like money, right? Um, that's what to do. Double dare you, but hopefully, or not hopefully. Let me not even say hopefully. Well, let me say it like this. My goal is to kick some butt this crypto bull run. I am not playing games this bull run. If there's anywhere I can find $1 in this bull run, I am going to find it. Okay, you understand? Like, that's where we're at right now. Okay. Shout out to the Black Root Crew. Shout out to the Crypto Warriors. Not financial advice. I'm just sharing what I'm doing with my portfolio, and there we go. Right. So this bull run changes are being made. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be a part of that change. And hey, you guys, hey, we're showing, we're sharing, and hope to see you there. You know what I'm saying? Like let's put it like that. Gotta be careful. You know what I mean? Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful out here for the but that's how we're gonna put it. Yes, Illuvium was really hot at one time, Crypt's work. But what I ended up finding out for those guys is that they actually sponsored projects. So they're spreading their money around. So not only are they just their game, they're other games too. So they're actually like a system, like I don't know what to say, like a conglomerate almost. Like it's like the Alluvium company. Like we're not just investing in Alluvium with Alluvium. If that makes sense. Same thing goes with things like the Graph and Filecoin. Like they invest in other projects. So when you're doing Filecoin, you're not just investing in Filecoin. You're kind of investing in IPFS too, right? Same thing with the Graph. They're not just doing those subgraphs on like DeFi projects. They're also doing them in the metaverse projects and other projects, and um, like they're doing that for Solana, like record keeping, and it's like I like things like that. Excuse me, because they're diverse. They're over multiple areas and genres, so that really makes it um, not harder, but I guess harder. It really makes it harder for them to just like lose money because they're over multidisciplinary things, okay? Or they're over multiple games. And so like that. I really like to invest in things like that. I was working on a partnership with the Illuvium team. They were yet didn't follow through. I'm high on the gaming space. All right, Franklin. Do you want to say more about that partnership? Was it like a partnership through your channel? What was the partnership about? No problem. Mainly, whenever you get a chance, bro, that's fine. Um, Yo, this is BR gaming token. Yes, shit focus. What's up, bro? I hope you caught my explanation. If you didn't catch my explanation, let me know at the end, and I'll go over it again. Did no? Did I delete a comment? I didn't delete your comment, bro. I didn't delete your comment. Um, are you on my channel? Because maybe if you're on the gentleman of crew, maybe it deleted your comment. I'm not deleting comments. Mainly, just so you know, I didn't delete your comment. Try it again on my channel and let me know if it didn't go through. Just hit me up on Telegram, or you can hit me up on the Telegram too. But if you don't want to join the Telegram, uh, there's always my Twitter, or X, if you will, at Black Roo. But yeah, I'm not deleting any comments. Um, US. What are your thoughts on Vera? Thoughts on Vera there. Vera continues to be a big money maker for people. I think people really stake on Vera and make tons of money, and that's what Vera has always been for. Um, yeah, I think Verica's going to continue to do what it does. Um, yeah, looks like it's gaining steam again. And I still have my Vera bags. And UOS is Alta, right? I haven't taken a look at while. I know that uh, Ultra. I know that Uphold recently listed them. So if that's anything, like because these if Uphold's listing them, I'm sure they're betting on them to increase in value, right? So yeah, this might be another good one to look at here. Done intense research on them, but I do know that Uphold listed them, and I do know that they're involved in the whole metaverse type scene. I'll have to do some more deep diving on them. I have them already started, but I need to write them down as on to do some research on here. Because I'm sure, Uphold did not list them for no reason, um, if you know what I mean, right? Um, yeah, tons of followers here. Yeah, I just have to do some more research on why they actually what's happening with them in the metaverse, who their partners are. Okay, so yeah, they have Walking Dead IP. That's cool. Walking Dead just throws that IP around, boy. I know Gala has some Walking Dead IP too. So does Ikomi, I believe. Okay, I'll just have to do some little bit more research on these guys, like who their team is and whatnot. Yeah, we'll have to do a little bit of more background on these guys. What's up, HBCU maker? What's up, Courtney Johnson? I did mention Decentraland, and we know these guys, Decentraland and Sand, have WEX backing. They are listed on LCX, and LCX did some type of like contest with Sand. Um, Sand even more than Decentraland, but Decentraland too. In uh, Sand, in the Sandbox, we got Warner Music Group, and we know Warner Music Group. These music groups are how they kind of get out programming, right? You know, it's true. People wouldn't believe that, but it's true. Music is one of the biggest programmings out there. Check out 48 Laws of Power, Law 27. Maybe we'll read that on here one day, but not today, I don't think. Uh, there's definitely a dollar to be made in RVF. Oh my God, RVF. I swear to God, I was looking that up yesterday. RVF. This is the same one that I was looking up. Maybe not. No, I don't think this is the one I was looking up. But let me start this right quick. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. As always. Yep, another one of those low supply boys. Um, and as you can see, those low supply boys have been pumped. Okay, you can get it on MXC. So it hasn't made it to Binance yet. That's probably another pump built in there if it makes it to Binance or Upwork or one of those. Let me go on their Twitter. Don't own it yet, but looking into it. Okay, no worries. Thanks for saying that, though. Appreciate it, brother. I feel that. I played too many games last. Yeah, man. We're not playing any games this run. Incubator. Okay. I've been going hard all since all year. Same here, bro. Same here, bro. HBCU Maker, Gwit, Miria, and Three Bull are my top gaming play. It's funny you mentioned that HBCU Maker. I was looking into Three Bull as well. That's one we'll bring up and show people in just a second here. Did I go there on Twitter? Another one, Sub Penny. I didn't get any of it, but I'm thinking I should now. Oh, cool. Multi-platform. We like that. We like that. Okay. And people have been, this is another one of those esoteric symbols, boys. Those two triangles and then the A. I think this looks exactly kind of similar to, of course, Ethereum. And then we got Axie Infinity looks like this. Not Axie Infinity. Alpha Zero Star Atlas, I think. But anyways, let's bring up that Three Bull. I think it's on Avalanche. I think this one like almost like casino ish. Okay, there we go. Okay, under $1 or under a cent, excuse me. Been major bullish lately. Bullish, right? Again, and the ball, Baphomet, but going on. Okay. Can actually get this on MXC and Bitmart. Don't have to go all the way over to Avalanche and get on Trader Joe to get this. So that's nice. And okay. Okay. Cool. Not too like terrible supply. 7.32 billion. What is G Swift? Let's look at that one too. But yeah, I was looking at this one like a couple days ago. But now that you brought it up, I think I'm going to get into it. Knowledgeable crew over here, guys. Game Swift. Okay. Circulating supply, very, very small circulating supply. So it means at some point they could dump on you, like a lot. That would be something to be worried about here, that the circulating supply is so small and they have so much that they could dump on you. It's only going up like a 2x, really. I mean, I guess from July, it's almost up 400%, but in the short term, it's only 2x. This one might be one to be cautious with just because the circuit is so small and the total supply out here can be dumped on you. So just exercise a little caution with that one. But let me start that one as well. And where's the other one? 3 bull. And that guy. So let me write those down. Great information from the community here. RF and RVF and 3 bull, 3ULL. 3ULL. And what was the other one we just went over? G Swift. G Swift, though, you have to be very careful. That circulating supply and the total supply scares the bejesus out of me. Um, and that's probably it was able to kind of fly up so much that it's just such a low circulating supply. But you might want to just look into like the white paper D, because possibly they have a token unlock that you could kind of plan around and see. Okay, when do they unlock tokens? Chances are they're probably going to dump at this point in time, but um, that would be something that I would suggest and recommend for people who want to get into this. But at this point, where it's at like 37, and you got that, might want to look into something else. But I'm still going to look into this to see if there's a possibility there, but may pass on this one, but it's going to require further research. But thank you, HBCU Maker. I'm definitely going to get into 3 bull today. I know you can get into gaming, but what about Ape? Man, Ape's going to do its thing again about the whole Bored Ape thing and connecting the Bored Ape thing to FTX and all of that. These people clearly have powers that are working for them, if you know what I mean. So yes, at some point this will pump again. At some point this will pump again. I've really kind of soured on this company after what happened with the whole other lands drop. Like there was some shady crap that went on there and nobody wanted to touch it. And I was just like, after that, I'm like, I don't know if I want to deal with this company anymore, especially if you really kind of look into the Bored Apes and some of the imagery behind it, and like the little World War II, World War One helmets, and all this type of stuff that those Bored Apes have behind them. For me, it makes me want to stay away from this company. But again, kind of low circulating supply. And we know with the people that they have behind them, this is probably going to be a good investment to have at $1.70. And we can probably see this go back at least to 10x, right? And if you're kind of with me, and if you're like me and you're looking for like mostly 10x's, this bull run, it just at least just bare minimum 10x's. This might not be a bad candidate. This is something that you could probably see at $17. Like it already hit it at one point. You could probably see that this at $17 at some point. Just for me, like I don't. I don't know if I'm ready to swallow my pride and just make money off of this, despite all the things that they got going on. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to do some soul searching about that and just like maybe say to myself, like, forget it and just make money here. But um, and looking back on that other lands deal, I don't know if it was on purpose that that happened or that they really got gamed and they got gamed and they're not saying anything about it because they don't want to they don't want to put out that they didn't do things correctly. Either way it goes, there was something very uh, fishy and ridiculous that happened with that board ape thing, that other lands thing, because it was supposed to be a whitelist, and only certain people get in on that whitelist. But if you look into the addresses, if you look on chain, there were tons of people who just opened up wallets that were a part of um, that minting when it was not supposed to be that way. You had to like whitelist months ahead of time. But people who had just opened up wallets were a part of that other lands thing. It's on chain. I seriously don't know why no one looked into it. Well, I know why, because of the people these guys are connected to. But still, it's a shame. It's a real shame. It's a shame. Um, but yeah, I don't know how if I'm gonna get involved in this one, even knowing that it might be a possible 10x. But yeah, for those of you who want to get involved, I do think it's a good play. I should say that. I do think it possible $17 and you get like a possible 10x for sure, at least a 5x out of this guy. Gaming is going to be huge during this bull run. AVAX is getting a lot of attention. Yeah, AVAX is so good for a lot of stuff, and I think gaming and DeFi and tokenization will kind of be locked at the hip. Um, like I kind of alluded to, I think some of the some of the jobs that AI takes eventually gets replaced by gaming. Like they're slowly putting that infrastructure in place. Like kids barely go outside anymore. All they do is like game. All they do is play their Call of Duty and all of that. And to some extent, uh jobs have been created by the gaming influencer. Like so um I think gaming is huge, but still at the end of the day, at least for right now, um, it's still crypto gaming. Like you have to know how to use a wallet. Um, you have to like want to play it more than like your John Madden football or your Call of Duty. And I don't know, maybe they figure out a way to make it profitable here in the United States. But I don't know. I don't know. Those are all that are out there for me. Um, so unless something comes up and becomes like an Axie Infinity and makes it self-prop enough for someone to replace their job, at the end of the day, it's going to take so long for something to really get started in the gaming sector because programming games takes years. Token Metrics says G Swift will do 100x. This is a good token to watch. It's on the Arbin. Okay, it may be a good token to watch. Maybe he does say it'll do an X, but from what I just showed you, like you see that like the this isn't me making this up. This is what the tokenomics show. Like they have a lot of this junk locked up and they can dump on you. Like this is the circulating supply. This is the total supply. They can dump on you. So what I would encourage is just to look and see like, okay, this is fine, but you got to know when they're going to unlock these tokens because a dump, this is like a dump waiting to happen here. Uh like and that's shown by this. That is shown by this. So just be careful. Be careful. Um, I'm, I'm not saying it's not a good play. I'm just saying that's scary to me. Um, and maybe that's not so much of a scary thing if you dig into the white paper and you see when they have a token unlock. Let's quickly see if that's something we can do. But let's always try to be in a mode of saying like not being a maxi of any coin and not vetting people's information, even if it is Ian Bellina, even if it is Kathy Wood, no matter who it is, let's vet that information. Let's be, you know what I mean? Like, no matter where it's coming from, like let's think critically about the information. Um, and thinking critically here, that total supply versus circulating supply gives an opportunity for someone to dump on us. So we have to mitigate risk by knowing what's going on here. Okay, I gotta sign into Adobe to read it. I guess I need a PDF or something. It's a PDF. I don't know why I didn't just let Google take over, but whatever. Yeah, here's their partners. Casper Labs invested in this guy. Polygon hashed. I'm not up in the gaming sector to know any of these guys, but definitely know Casper Labs and stuff. Again, I would really want to find out when that token unlock is. Because again, this is another one of the things that they do in the gaming sector is that they kind of get supplies so that these things can take off. Um, this is like almost only like what, just 3 times the supply of Bitcoin as circulating supply. Like seriously, should really just like, I guess we can't find it like right off the bat, but you really want to know when they can unlock tokens and dump that on you. Um, really don't want to be left holding the bag. Right? That's all I'm saying. Like that's all I'm saying. That is a good concern to have. I don't know how else to put that there, but that's it. And I can't find it, I guess, off the bat, but that's something to be concerned about. What's up, Lottie Dottie? Let's look at GMME. Whoa, yeah. Had a lot of influx in here lately. That had been as high as 50 cents and it's kind of waking back up. And like I said before, I think like kind of like going more with the newer gaming tokens might be the better play. But some of these older ones like GMME, like Star Atlas, yeah, you could probably be okay with going into these as well. Cryptocurrency. I think this has a land. Okay, it's another Animoca Brands deal. Now Animoca Brands are big in the gaming sector. They're connected to a lot of stuff. DCG and all of these other people, they're huge, right? Um, again, I would take a lot of caution with some of these games. Like, okay, here we are with these like um these esoteric symbols, but um I would tend to go with the newer one, the older ones, because the guys are going to be more these influencers are going to be more incentivized to pump the newer ones than the older ones. Um, but yeah, I'll definitely look into this one as well. But I would tend to look at some of the newer ones. Oh, but let me start that one. Okay, I would have to do a little bit more research on this, but it's been around, and I would almost want to bet on a newer one. But yeah, let me do some more research on this guy. Came out, I guess, the tail end of the last bull run. That's the one I had to do. Coming in late, have you spoken on GFAL is another one that influencers are pumping. I have not spoken on it, but it is one that they're pumping. They're pumping it hard. Okay. Again, um, invest in this and know that people are pumping this hard as a hard as hell. Okay. Like, hard are they pumping this? Like, some people say that this is their number one token for the bull run. A game. A game. We're going reverse Iverson out here for you folks now. Not practice. Not talking about practice. Practice, not a game. Not a game. We're going reverse Iverson. A game. We're talking about a game. Okay, not something like Link or Quant that's a part of the new financial system. We're talking about a game. um Seriously though, yes, people are pumping the mess out of this too. This is view another one that you ride the hype on. They've ridden it all the way up from here to 4 cents, but they're pumping it even more. With this one that's like kind of in the fish area, I would be kind of hesitant to get more than like just like a 2 or 3x out of it, but they're pumping hell out of this one too. Yeah, this is another one that influencers are heavily pumping. They're heavily pumping, heavily pumping it. Let's see, and you can't get it too many places yet. So imagine wait. So I'm saying I'm pretty sure you can get a two or like at least a 2x out of it Because imagine this on Coinbase, and when you can get it on Uphold and Binance. Right now, it's pumped all the way to this just being available on PancakeSwap, Bitmart, MXC, and the like, Uniswap. Okay, now it hasn't even gotten the validity of a major one yet. Okay, so yeah, this is one that people are pumping to death out there. Okay, to death, pumping this one. Let me see here. And at the end of the day, it's a game, y'all. but yeah, just understand that going in and knowing that despite all of the little pretty pictures, it takes a long time for a game to get developed. I do software. I don't do gaming software. I know software takes a long time. Doesn't matter how many cookie cutter kind of out the box things that you have. If you're working on software, it's still going to take a long time. Okay. And see, don't even that many people like follow this that I, but people are pumping the dog crap out of this. There's Dr. Martin again. Like, my man doesn't miss anything. I tell you, I swear, he doesn't miss it. He doesn't miss. What is this like? Um, what's that Denzel movie? He's like, I don't miss. Oh man, I can't remember the name of it in the top of my head. The one where he's playing that gangster cop. Oh, but anyways, yeah, yeah. This is another one. This is another one. Good point. Whoever pointed that out, John Mitchell. Yes, people are pumping this boy into the stratosphere, and again, we can take advantage of the hype. But at the end of the day, remember it's a game. So get your straight, get your thing, get your X's from it and get out before the influencers start dumping. I bet the Gucci store does accept ape. Cause why? Gucci's a part of that whole clique, right? Gucci's a part of the whole clique. It's almost like they're all in some group or something. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like that. I know people roll their eyes if I actually said the group, right? But yeah, that's what it is. I know you went over G Swift, but 1000% on October 1st. How is it possible to catch a move like that? Well, it's kind of there are ways to catch moves like that. There are ways. There are ways to catch moves like that, but really, what we know is these influencers are going to be the ones to kind of pump things like that. There are things you can do to try to follow wallets and whatnot. Try to follow activity of hey, this something or other is moving. Never heard of it. What is it? And maybe people, yeah. So yeah, yeah. You try to follow the volume of what's moving. You try to follow the money. That's always the follow the money type of deal, right? Oh, three bull, not Jesus. Three bull, yeah, but for right now is sub penny. Like people love to see sub penny stuff. I understand that it's moved a ton. That kind of made me hesitant when I was looking at it early this week. But just to have another person bring it up and it's under a penny. Like, look at what we just saw with G Foul, right? And it's at 4 cents. This is at 0.0076, right? So you get in and you take profits at 4 cents if it can get there. But it's seeming like things like that can get there in this early bull market. It like, look at it. And it's actually less supply than G-File. G-File's 10 billion. The bull one, I think, was 7 something here. So there we go, right? I think it's an excellent play. Again, and we can just use things like that as an example, right? Where in a couple months, it's gone from like literally, it's like 6 months or something from 7 something all the way to 4 cents. And yeah, I mean that's right there, precedent right in your face there. Jimmy up 900% on the 30-day. Games are pretty good over 100 million users worldwide. Tokenomics are a little sus. What's up, Nerd Up Marv? And there will be a lot of gaming. There will be a lot of users initially, but all of a sudden the bottom will fall out of those things. I've seen it. Splinterlands, they had tons of users. What's the other one? Oh my God. Dayton Arena. Okay, they had 2 coins too. Had tons of users. Tons. Went up really high. Cool game. You can still play it. Still play it to this day. I got it on a computer right here. Awesome game. But we'll do something like this. But then that kickback, boy, is like, so what did it take? 2 months to drain out? I guess it only took a month or two to build up, right? But yeah, you can get stuff like this, but just know you get that too. you get this flat line, right? Started out with tons of users, tons. It is a really cool game to play, and like nastily addictive too. Makes you wonder what's going on there too, but Data Coin. Just telling you guys, like they usually have all of these things to begin with, but understand these are just money vehicles to people, like, and they will dump the crap out of them on you. Like, and this is an Animoca Brands product too, I believe. Dayton Arena. If you look at the people behind it, it's Animoca Brands, and they just move on, make a new game. Let's see if we can bring them up right quick. So, I mean, I understand what you guys are looking at with the how many other users or whatever. But people get bored. It's just like a new song, right? Like it's popping, and then people move on to the next song. Like it. This is the way. This is how it happens, right? Um, okay, you guys can look in that to yourself. I'm not gonna. I keep messing up here. But yeah, I believe Dayton Arena is also Animoca Brands. Let's hopefully we can look at that really quickly. And look, they have all of these players. Backers. Yeah, here we go. Animoca Brands. Some of the players we see a lot. Animoca Brands, all 21 capital. Spark, yield, gaming yield. Okay. So they just fire up a game, drain liquidity, move right on to the next one. So as long as you know that that's what's happening, you know, take your profits, move on with them, right? Sad but true, but this is what's happening. Okay? So just understand that going in. Okay? Just really understand that going in. So GME, they might pop up, you know, take it at that 3 cents. But like I said, at 3 cents, you might want to go in another direction and go with something like three bull or three ULL. That's under a cent. At that point, you might as well just go in that direction, or you know, um, who says you need to choose one or the other? You can split it down the middle, half with three bull, half with GMEE. Um, it's up to you. Israel E and crew, great show, but I have to roll out. Definitely look at the rest later. No problem. Talia, great. See you in chat, bro. See you in the Telegram. I know you're regular in there. I think people are sleeping on Kopi. I like Kopi too. It's an interesting project. It's always been an interesting project. I got some Kopi coins. I still think on the Cardano, in a Cardano somewhere. But even still, Kopi shows you it takes forever to make a game. And these dudes are about their business. It always seems like they run a very professional unit. Um, you go on their Telegram or their Discord, everyone's very welcoming on their Discord. Um, they launch different NFTs, and the NFTs are lucrative and successful. And they had like a problem with one of their NFT things, and they gifted everybody an NFT because they had a problem with the way that they were doing the NFT launch or whatever. So anybody who had a wallet that was in line, they just gifted them an NFT. I happened to be one of those. I got a real ranking high rare one and got like I just spent it as soon as I got it, or I sold it as soon as I got it, and it was like $500. So they basically gifted $500 to me. You know what I mean? Like, so they run a real like upstart, like great operation over there at Cornucopias. I really do think they'll get it done. But you can see here, I don't think the game's playable quite yet. They've been around for 2 years already. But as you can see, um, I'll say this about them. Unlike everybody else, their token is pretty much keeping its value. Like they run a pretty cool operation over at Cornucopias, and it doesn't look like they're really trying to scam people and just move on to the next game. They're really trying to build something over there. So yeah, I do like Cornucopias. I like what they're doing over there. I really do. I really think they actually might be one of the quote unquote good ones, right? Um, this is actually trying to do something like and build something and make it about their community. Like, yeah, I think Kopi's gonna be. I think they will be one of those good games actually out there. But if we're looking purely profit, we might want to just try to take advantage of one of these quick, one of these things that are under a cent. Get in, get out. It's up to you there on how you want to play that. But yeah, once Kopi really gets up off the ground, they have stuff that's really playable. I do see this definitely probably being at least a 10x. Can I see this at I guess from here a 10x would be 37 cents, right? Yeah, I could see that. I could totally see that out of Kopi. I could see them hitting 37 cents. But just know that you might have to wait a while. Whereas some of these other coins where people are daily pumping up, the first one we were talking about, Myria, right? They are pumping it. They are they're having video after video after video on Myria. Whereas something like Kopi, you got the Cardano diehards talking about it, but you got multiple people talking about Myria. Like crazy. Crazy. Okay, so we said we weren't going to read it, but we're going to read part of. No, I won't read it on here. I had to do it. I had to do it. I had to do it on. I had to do it on like a crypto and conspiracy. I can't read it, but I highly suggest you guys read 48 Laws of Power and you read Law 27. And with Law 27, there comes there are 5 steps to Law 27. And if you look at those 5 steps, to me, it's a lot of what's going on with these gaming tokens. It's a lot of the brainwashing we have in school. Because believe it or not, I'm going to say like 50 to 75% of the history that we get in school is not factual. Based off independent research, 50 to 70% of the history we get in school is not factual. And some of the science too, low key. But anyways, that's a different subject. But sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, that's what that's about for sure. So for real, for real. So let me keep going. Ready for G File to get listed on tier one. Yeah, it's going to get there too. I think we just looked over there and we just saw Martin Highspec on there for G File, right? I see you, Rue. You got your main bags packed. Now you're getting ready to get a little bit more risky, which is the right way to play. I say no more than 5 and 10% of max of your portfolio. And I've been looking at this E and I've been thinking about this. So there are people who say that there's a a way to play your portfolio, and only 5 to 10% of this. When I've also seen that certain people will say, like, and Warren Buffett, and in my opinion, Warren Buffett's a bit of a figurehead because people always talk Warren Buffett, Warren Buffett, Warren Buffett, but you got Larry Fink controlling 10 trillion in assets, like way more than Warren Buffett, and people barely know who BlackRock is, let alone Larry Fink, right? Let alone Larry Fink himself. So, in my opinion, Warren Buffett is a bit of a figurehead. However, this bit of advice I think is kind of good. He says, you know, diversification uh, isn't necessarily the best thing, and I can tend to agree with him. So, if you have something that you think that can go 2x, why would you under put money into it? If you have something that you've done the research and you really think that it can go 2x, then maybe you do put 40% of it in or 50% of your money in, looking to say, okay, when this 2x is, I'm taking half my money out. Or when this 2x is, I'm taking all of my money out and I'm moving on. So I think we have to, as much as we can possibly, we have to break ourselves of these things that we have been fed that are the tried and true method, and think critically and figure out what's the best method for us. And maybe that method is, if I see something that I think is going to 2x, I may just go put 50% of my money in it and then take 100% out and have doubled it, because I think that that's going to 2x right now. Like, and this is not financial advice at all. I don't want to be anyone's financial advisor. I'm just telling you what I'm doing with my portfolio. And then sometimes, like, I like I'm thinking of someone who's like investing, and you're right, E. This is what is happening with my portfolio. Like, I'm not putting 50x in some gaming, or 50% of my portfolio in some gaming token. I do have enough money where I can play around a little bit more. Um, However, I'm saying for someone who is like maybe really looking to grow their portfolio, maybe splitting might not be the best option for you if you're trying to grow your portfolio now. And you have to decide that for yourself. If you do the research and you think something can go 2x pretty soon, maybe the best thing for you is to put money into that, let it go 2x, and then take it out. That may be your strategy. I'm just saying that that might be something that people want to consider. But yeah, you're right. This is kind of what's happening with me right here. It is. I think some of the ISO tokens are the best long term bet, and these gaming tokens are for sure, not a long term bet. They are for sure not. Let me continue to make that warning. They are for sure not a long term bet. Because you have things like what it would show Blocktopia, that, right, when there were tons of big names, tons of big people involved with this. These are for sure not long-term bets. These are short-term holds, grab and go, get what you can, get out, right? Just like we just showed you, uh Dayton Arena, backed by Animoca Brands, which has over 32 million players right now, how it just dumped, right? How it just really just titanically dumped, right? Wasn't that the one we were on before this? No, okay. We'll bring you back up. But yeah, these gaming tokens are not something that you're gonna hold long term. But again, though, like the ISOs are probably things that you're going to want to hold long term, but at some point of the market, we're going to expect it to go bear. A lot of people had said are thinking summer of 2025, but every new bull cycle brings different challenges and it never goes the way it did the year before. It never goes that way. Um, every time. So that's why I'm saying right now, the bull run is right now because the last two previous bull runs, it's happened faster each time. Okay. That's what's been consistent. Each bull run has happened faster because everybody was thinking it would be the way it was last year. So the only thing that's been consistent is that it's faster. Okay. Um, and the only thing that's been kind of consistent too that's been longer. So going off the rules of what happened last year, maybe summer of 2025 might be the best time to get out because the bear run will be happening then. But maybe this bull run goes a little bit longer this time because that's what happened to the bull run before this. The bull run before this went a little bit longer than the bull run that happened before. So we're just going to have to come and assess in summer of 2025. Okay, is this the time to say, okay, we're trying to take profits now and get ready for a bear market and kind of, take our profits and then wait till it goes full bear and start kind of edging back in again. That's something we're going to have to think about, like, 2 years from now or whatever. But understand what these gaming tokens, they're not learn plays. They're not at all. And I'm here and I'm showing you that even a game backed by Animoca Brands, who has DCG and all these big players behind them, that's Theta. That's Theta, that's not the right coin. My bad. Um, was pumped and dumped. So just really understanding in your mind that gaming is something that these influencers like to pump. However, it get your money, get out. Like that's what I'm gonna personally do. Like I'm not anyone's financial advisor. I'm not trying to tell you guys what to do, but I'm telling you what I'm doing personally for my portfolio, and I'm showing you information to back up what my choice is. I'm not just telling you what to do. I'm giving you facts to back what I'm saying. So you do what's the best for your portfolio, but I'm going to continue to show you, just like I do all the time, what I'm doing and the facts and the statistics behind what I'm doing. And you be the judge. Those with smaller bags can make money with airdrops. Sniper is the airdrop king in Telegram. So that's another thing too. Airdrops are something that you can make money with, and we have a guy. we got a guy. We got a guy in the Telegram, Sniper, who offers great information on that. Again, Telegram completely free. Um, but my only thing with airdrops is that airdrops can tend to be slow. Um, what is it, Starknet, where I have my money over there with Starknet, and they still haven't released their token yet. And I got money just sitting over there. Now, don't get me wrong, people make money with airdrops, and that is definitely an avenue that you can use to make money, and um, it's there for you to make money. But just understand, you don't get to control when they're going to drop the tokens. Okay. So for me, um, for my portfolio, um, what tends to be a better thing for me is to say, okay, I'm gonna take advantage of a quick move. Like, shout out to the patrons. Uh, look at what happened with AOTS, for example, right? If you invested when we brought this to the Patreon, it was like at 2 cents. It's now up a 4x. So you could take money out of this right now and still have your initial investment. Okay. Not footing it, not saying it's not going to go any further, but you could say, okay, so you invested at 2 cents. You now have four times your money, I believe, right? So you could take out half and still be up with what you're leaving for your moon bags, and you didn't have to wait. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't have to wait for however long, however how long that they were going to take to do the airdrop. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that people don't make money with airdrops. I'm not saying that there's not money to be made there. I'm just saying for me personally, I kind of want to have my money as flexible as possible. I don't want it locked up. So for me, um, the airdrop way um, is not what I'm looking for. Now, understand too, like, okay, maybe you can do some type of mix of the two. Like, it's not you have to choose one or the other. Either you can like do the whole thing like I was just talking about with AOTS and be light on your feet there, and then maybe deposit something for an airdrop and just know that you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get access to it until the airdrop happens. That can be something that you do. Um, but for me, I'm not gonna focus too much on airdrops. But excuse me, that's again why we have a community and why I appreciate people in the community. I want people to kind of focus. I want people to put things that I'm not necessarily focused on, so people and members of the community can take advantage if they want to, right? That's why you have a community. So you guys can talk and share different parts of knowledge that each other don't have, so you can all grow as a community. That's the best part of the community. And shout out to Sniper for sharing great stuff in the community. You see, well, there's one of his posts right there. Um, like, he has tons of great posts in here. Shout out to Sniper. Definitely come into to Telegram, and you can get full advantage of posts like that. Again, at some point, I'm probably going to cut this off so everybody can't just join. That it will be a part of the Patreon, but anybody who's grandfathered in can be grandfathered in and stay. I don't know, Root. I think this Telegram is going as well as we approach the bull run. I think so too. That's why at some point, man, we're gonna have to cut off like everybody freely getting into it, and it is a Patreon thing. DL typically, game stock investing is short term only. Invest when the game is announced, then sell within a week after a game release. Is that a safe strategy with game crypto? Well, something like that. DL, something like that. Like, we can kind of already see. Like, okay, let's go back to our example here. Did I close it? So our example here was the Blocktopia. I think Blocktopia ran up for like a good month and a half, and then just started dumping. Like, I think you can almost depend on a good month of pumpage and then just get out, right? Like, you might leave some stuff on the table, but also get out can mean, all right, if I made triple profits or four times profits, I'm just going to take half my money out and leave the rest for moon bags, right? But let's just use Blocktopia as an example, right? It was hot for like a month and then started dumping. Like literally almost just a month. It was hot and started dumping after that. Let's look at Thetan Arena. It's always good to try to look around and get some precedents, right? We'll see how long this was hot before it started dumping. And this was like actually in the swing of a full bull run, though, because it halved, Bitcoin halved on. Okay, so this was out in the middle of the bull run. So it's hot for like a month. Another one. Okay, this one may have been 2 months. 2 months. So 11/27. So yeah, this had about 2 months of growth and then died. So you got, it looks like you have like a at least a month or two before you kind of need to get out. But then you have some like gala games that go like, for me, I don't know. I think for me, I'm just like happy with the 3 or 4x and like start taking some profit. But then, for me, it'll probably be this probably be what I do. Like I'll take a 3 or 4x, cut it in half, and then like wait for the other half, see where it goes, and then we'll see what we do with that other half. But now there's no risk because I've taken half out and I've made way over my profit. So if I'm leaving a little bit on the table, it doesn't matter because I've taken my profit out. I'm not gonna just get burned. Whatever I get, whatever, you know what I mean. Like the worry's off because I've taken profit. Let's see, Gala again, like towards the bull run. Okay, this is so random that it went from 8 cents all the way to 70 cents in like a matter of a week. Like there was definitely something weird going on there. Something at play there. But here, only about 3 months. So yeah. So a month to 3 months, but you can always watch the chart. And I bet you if we went and we pulled up the chart, what you'll see is probably this was like high on RSI. And you can see here too, I think this is volume. So there'll be some things chart wise that kind of tip you off. But as long as you just pick a point yourself, like, okay, I just want 2 or 3x, 4x. Okay, I'm out. I took my profits. I'm moving on to the next project now because then when you move on, there's probably going to be some other gaming token or some other, what you would call it, where you can just repeat the process and keep going, right? But you have to be good at identifying those, right? Which is why we have the Patreon for those who want the Patreon, right? And we have the Telegram for those who can't afford it. A collaboration with Crypto Millie and some other YouTubers will be fire. Okay, I don't know who Crypto Millie is, but let me know in the Telegram me, and we'll rap about that. What's up, RA? Where can I find my God's passport? I entered the email and received the code. What's up, E from RA? Uh, when you think of how much money the ETF will bring personally, it's not too late to get into anything. DCA and keep it moving. Yep. Yep. Oh, you're talking about the that G Swift? Yeah, man. I'm sure it's not too late to get into G Swift. But again, just I would be worried about that supply. You saw what I showed you there. Um, I would wonder when the token unlock is going to happen. So I would just be kind of on the lookout for that. And since it's already at 37 cents, why not go into some of these other ones that you know people are pumping, like the GFAL or the Miria? Just, why wouldn't you? That's just my opinion. Um, because it's already gone up to 37 cents. It's yeah, I don't know, bro. Like, um, how much more are you gonna get out of 37 cents? Like, let me see. Let's go back to GSoft. Swift, G Swift. So now you're investing at 37 cents, right? And it's all going up. It's already gone up from 5. So you're here investing at 37 cents. So for it to triple, it needs to go to $1. And with this small supply, maybe it does, right? But the amount you're putting into to double, you know, not saying not to invest in it, but I'm just saying might be better to go some other places. And I'm gonna look at it. Maybe I invest in it myself. Maybe I do. But again, I'm a little worried about that circulating supply and total supply. And it is at a amount per token that is higher than the other things we mentioned. Bro, I'm seeing a lot of content. What's up, Crypto Space UK? Bro, I'm seeing a lot of content. Just try and stick to one niche in the crypto space because you spread yourself too thin. And I know about the like. I feel you on that, brother. I feel you on that. Um, always like there is the focus theory, and the focus theory makes a lot of sense because it's like, okay, I really want to know this project inside and out. I want to know what I'm investing in. And at the same time, there are simple things like hype that we know about as like human beings, right? Like hype, hype can cause so many things to happen like really quickly, right? Like it's like why you can't like yell fire in like an airport or a theater or whatever, right? Because people are going to get so hyped up that everybody's just going to act at once. And with things like this Myria token and the fact that I've seen like various influencers already hyping it up and the fact that I know people are going to act just by seeing them post it on their thing, uh, and act sight unseen just because these guys told them that this is the next 100x token, right? And I know that they're going to be enticed by the fact that it's under ascent. So since I know these things, uh, as an investor, I can take advantage of that. Um, and and I don't know if that sounds like a bad thing or whatever, but since I know these things, I can take advantage of this and possibly get a 2 or 3x. Um, Even though I know a project and I've done research on a project like LCX and Quant and HBAR, and I know what those things are going to do in the future. I know it. However, um, those things maybe move slower than something that is hyped up by 11 influencers with like multiple bits of followers. Um, so so for me, and there's nothing wrong with doing it the other way too, just focusing on one niche. For me, knowing psyche, knowing how people get gaga over these influencers like that, and how enticing something under a scent is, that's enough for me. That's enough for me. I'm not asking anyone else to do that, but that is enough for me. If we get on these gaming coins, we really have to be engaged in the sector and really follow it. And for me personally, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. I don't really think I need to be totally completely engaged in the gaming sector for that. Like it's just enough to know the psyche of people. It's enough to know what pattern. Amiria's taking the same pattern kind of as a gala in that they're offering these notes. They have people from like we just looked up the what do you call them, the CF the CTO, and we've seen that he has his chops, right? Um, there's certain things as and King and Zay have said this all the time too. Like, I'm not gonna put words in their mouth. I'm just gonna use some quotes that they've said because it's true. Like they said, well, 5 minutes of me looking at something is like a whole bunch of time of somebody else looking into it because I've been in this space. I know this, I know that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, I can take a short amount of time, and this is not me trying to be arrogant or anything like that. It's just like knowing what I see. Um, and like that's it. Like I don't think that uh we had to put a ton of time into it. But hey, I would love it. I would enjoy, and I think people will benefit if people put time into it, put stuff into the Telegram chat, and you know, I think that would be awesome. Um, I think that would be awesome for people to do. Um, but we've had certain markers already with these things that we've seen, right? We've seen like going back to Beam, we've seen um, DCG attached to them, right? We've seen we've seen different markers that made other projects successful, and I think that's enough. That's enough to see, um, especially since we know these gaming things take a long time to do. So that's another thing that I'm leveraging. I know as a programmer, gaming things take a long time to do. So no matter what they tell us, no matter how many partnerships they have, it's still going to take them a long time to do it. Like, right? And Kopi is one of the ones that I was really researched on, and it's still taking them a long time to do it, right? So, based off of some of the things that I see, this is just where I'm at with these gaming tokens. I don't know, but I love you guys' opinions. It does take it does yeah, it does, it takes forever for these games to be made. It just does. Um, I don't know if we really have to get real deep into the sector, but if we do, that's great. And if you guys want to post stuff in the Telegram to add different news factors to it, that'd be great. Wow, that's mad, bro. I just saw that book is illegal in some prison because it teaches manipulation. It does. The damn book, 100% crypto space UK. It does teach manipulation. I I'm flabbergasted reading this book, bro. But these are the tactics that people use. They use them. Like it doesn't mean that you have to use them, but it's like knowing thy enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like um not saying that quote unquote this is a 100% analogous situation, but it's like how Malcolm X really knew the um the Bible, right? Not saying that Christians was his enemies because Islam and Christianity are from the same root religion or whatever, but it's just knowing what your enemy's going to use against you. And yes, straight up, it does teach manipulation tactics in the 48 Laws of Power. That's why I suggest people read it, and you know how people are manipulating you, including our own government, right? Because I'm on that type of time. Like I do believe that our government does do that. It's not just a belief; you can prove it. But anyway, um, yeah, that's why I suggest definitely reading this book, guys. For sure, for sure. What's up, Ace? BlackRock go under the radar to most people. Yeah, they do, man, and that's it's just sad. It's sad. It's sad to see that like people know all of this stuff. They get the Warren Buffett just fed to them, right? But they have no idea about the Larry Finks of the world. They have no idea about they might know Jamie Dimon, but I doubt it. It's just crazy. It's crazy. It's that bit of programming. They cover that in this book. They cover that in this book. And by the way, that Law 27 I was telling you guys about, you guys you guys got to read it. I'm not gonna say anything about it because we'll talk about it on crypto and conspiracy. Maybe I'll just take a whole time to talk about it. Are you saying that schools in Florida aren't accurately teaching us that we didn't land on Plymouth Rock, but Plymouth Rock landed on us? 100% Riviera Group. That's comment of the day right there, bro. Yes, 100%. So oh God, bro, you gonna get me in trouble on here, Scott. You're gonna get me in trouble, bro. You're gonna get me in trouble. Look at some of the things that our civil rights leaders have said, and getting into the things on civil rights leaders, we'll be in here all day. But okay, I'm just gonna pull this up right quick because it has to be said. Let me share my now that Scottston brought it out. I'm gonna say it right quick. It'll be very quick, guys, and we'll get right back into this. So yeah, this is what Malcolm X said, what Scott just said. But also, I just want to pull up a quote from Martin Luther King right quick because it needs to be said now that this has been brought out here right quick. I wasn't gonna say anything about this, but yeah, inspired me there, Scott. Um, so yeah, we're changing the tune on the gaming tokens a little bit here. We're gonna take advantage of all the hype that these influencers are going to bring to this community or to gaming tokens. They love to hype them, and so we're going to take advantage of that hype. But just know that this is not a long term hold. These are quick flip things. Okay, so don't try to be holding it for 100x because that's what they want you to do, so they can dump on you. Okay, but we're not doing that. We're only holding them for a quick gain. And there's certain things that you can find in them. If you see certain people attached, like Animoca Blands, if you see certain influencers attached, we covered one earlier, right? I'm not flooding him. I'm just saying if you see him attached to it, it's probably a good chance it's going to be pumped. Alex Becker, right? Because he's attached to Beam. Okay, so MLK said this, okay? Martin Luther King said this. Okay, so Scott just gave us Malcolm X. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. What did he mean by that? Okay, now this is from Martin Luther King. Okay, you guys got to just think about this. 100 years later, the Negro is still languishing in the corners of American society and finds himself in exile in his own land, okay? Finds himself in exile in his own land. Think about that. What did he mean by that? But yet, the history books will tell us a completely different story. Okay, now let's get back to what we were saying because that was important to say, guys. That's important to say. And I need to do a crypto and conspiracy on that, but man, I just don't have the time to get to everything that I would love to talk about with you guys. I just don't have time because we still got a real job, right? So to speak. What's up, OMC? I'm going all in on Chainlink, brother. Yes, Chainlink, guys. Chainlink, yes, Chainlink. Um, so they're trying to do this whole beef between Chainlink and Quant, but really, you should really own both. Chainlink is something, guys. Even normies, even stock normies, will talk about Chainlink, and they don't know. They have no idea what it's doing, other than their brother told their Wall Street brother told them to invest in it. That's how big Chainlink is. 98% of gaining tokens are trash. Get in early and get out when everyone's in FOMO. Like that's what's going on now. Like couldn't have said it better myself, brother. What's up, Ace? Ace is a vet in this game for sure. I see your point, Rue. Could be risky for the small back holders. I've done what you're talking about in the past and profited. I was very lucky. Yep, and that's what we have to kind of balance with our portfolios, guys. Like in the long term, though, of course, the least risky thing would be just like, okay, maybe just investing in H bar, and you're gonna be straight, right? But if you want to get to a point where you want to make some quicker moves, taking advantage of these guys pumping up these gaming tokens may be something that you want to do because they're going to move and they're going to move pretty quickly. But like Ace said, 98% of them are trash, but get in early and get out, you're straight. And once you kind of develop that muscle, you can be really good at making some gains out here, right? Is ICP on chain? And to that end, building on their project without web-based services is truly a game changer? If so, can another established project turn their project into ICP? Okay, that's a kind of tricky subject, Stan. Uh, ICP is making itself so that, or it's made itself so that developing something on ICP is almost like identically like developing it on Bitcoin because of the technology they set up. Apparently, they're trying to do the same thing with Ethereum, which is where all the money is at with DeFi. And Vitalik Buterin has called Dfinity their sister network. So apparently it is also happening for Ethereum. So I would tend to think that ICP is going to do very nicely in the future because it's almost going to be like on-chain Ethereum and Bitcoin and ICP at the same time. Can other projects do that? I would tend to say no, because it seems like they actually have developers at ICP and put a lot of time into this. I'm sure they have tons of patents involved with this. So I don't think any other project can do it without it taking a very, very, very long time and them trying to figure out some way that they can get around ICP's patents to do it. So I would tend to say no, that another project cannot do it, at least in the way that ICP does it. So, yeah, building on ICP is almost like building on chain for Bitcoin, and soon, or may have already happened, also Ethereum. In your opinion, did CZ betray the community by throwing the towel in without a fight like XRP? In my opinion, I think CZ thing was planned. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. It sounds like to me that what CZ did seemed to be, I don't know a good way to say this other than planned. It seemed to be really fishy to me, because he never cared about anything about this, the SEC putting sanctions on Binance. And why would he? He was working on that side of the world. Why does it matter to him what the US Treasury thinks or cares about? To me, it seemed like, yeah, let's say it this way. It seemed like CZ played his role. It seemed like his role's played and his role's done. And now in comes Richard Tang, who happens to be connected to the that 3-letter organization we talk about all the time, that LCX is a part of. Seems like CZ did his job, and then in comes the other guy who's now completely regulated, and he's going to do his job. He's the regulated guy. He's the one who's going to make everybody feel comfortable because we got rid of the Russian working with guy who was quote unquote shady. Yeah, it seemed like CZ played his job, and now it's time for Richard to do his, if that makes sense. I'm sticking with Doge. Yep. People are starting to even custody Doge, right? Didn't we bring that up? Or bot custody. So something is in the works there with Doge. Something is in the works there. Why is the company, and I need to buy more bot stock. I keep forgetting to do that. It makes me, I got to write down to do that. But again, not financial advice is what I'm doing with my own portfolio. Backshifts focus to custody services, add support for Doge, Sheep, and other coins. So they're custodying Doge now. Okay. So these are the coins that they're deciding the custody. Bitcoin Cash, and we talked about Bitcoin Cash, right? A couple weeks ago. Ethereum Classic, Litecoin, Shiba Inu, and USDC, which is almost defectively our stable coin in the US. Um, Here we go, right? But there it is. There it is, right there. Starknet, not you ready yet? I don't know, man. They it's been a while. Um, Ruel, do you trade scalp daily or do you just invest? I would call it swing trading. On certain things, I'm looking to take a quick, like, like maybe I think like what I just told you with this Amiria and all of these guys, dudes are gonna be pumping this. So at some point, say they pump it in the next month, it looks like it's at 7 or 8 cents, then maybe I'm taking some profits then. So, and how you would define that is swing trading. I'm not trying to do scalping, because scalping would be more like, okay, like in a flash, I'm looking for this to go from like 7 to 8 cents, and you have to have a good deal of money to do like scalping, because you're taking advantage of a very small percentage move. And you want to kind of cover your if you're trading on a platform that takes a lot of fees. So what's this percentage like? I guess this is like a 20% move, I guess, which is pretty big. But you got to have enough money to take advantage of a 20% move. I don't know, what would that look like? Um, if you're trading with like $10,000, that's like a $2,000 move. Um, but you have to know that, and you have to be on it. And yeah, I don't have the time and like the patience to watch and it take scalping moves. So I tend to do more of a swing trade where I'm looking for moves over a couple days span. That's where I'm at. Um, but also you could also like program bots to do kind of scalping for you, and people do offer programs for that. I just don't. Um, but that's something you can look at. What's up, Wolf? I completely agree with you that the cycles are coming faster, but we've been in an uptrend the whole entire year. We need a natural pullback. Um, yeah, we have. Yeah, we have. But if you look at the previous cycles, um, we have that same thing going on when you're getting to the bull. I don't know that we have a big natural pullback. Maybe there's like, because there's always the threat of World War III, right? Like maybe that's some big natural pullback. But I sincerely doubt it based off of what I've seen with the last things, with the last charts. The last time we had a big pullback was like Rona, right? And I don't know that there will be a Rona thing this time, because BlackRock thing gets probably approved in January. Um, they just turned on the ISO coins. I don't know. That's why I'm thinking, since everyone is saying that we might get a natural pullback, and then all the news is pointing towards like not. I'm really kind of thinking that we don't. Um, and also, if my thinking is that Bitcoin is going to be at, let's say, 150 or 200K at the end of the bull run, if Bitcoin is at like 35 or 38K like it is right now, what's the difference really between 38K and 30K if Bitcoin goes back down to 30, right? Like it's really like apples and oranges. Like of course I'm always DCAing and I'm always, working to get paid new checks, right? So like as much as I'm putting in some, there's always a little bit that's like, left in the reserve for dry powder. But I would not want to be the one to wait because I think at some point, like all these people who are waiting, they may just wait and see Bitcoin at 70K. And it's like, okay, what do I do now? I'm buying now at 70K when I could have bought at 38. I don't, just like people when I came on here when Bitcoin was at 15K, people were like, okay, it's going to go lower. I'm going to wait. It's going to go lower. Like, what's the difference between Bitcoin at 15K or 12K that people were waiting for then? And they waited, and now Bitcoin's doubled when they could have bought at 15K and got out now and doubled their money. Like, I really, with all the news that we have coming up with all the different ETFs and even foreign ETFs, because we showed news of Hong Kong making a Bitcoin ETF, and we were just talking about like U.S. money. So, like, I really think we have a chance for Bitcoin to go way higher than we think it's going to go because so many people are converting their fiat. Like, why not get something in now? And I'm not saying like you have to put in your whole supply right now, um, your whole dry powder, but at least some. It makes a sense for right now. Did the U.S. government choose Hashgraph as their poster boy? Since now there be, yeah, it seems like Hashgraph has been his poster boy. It's mainly music is showing us on here. They did a deal with Tachyon too, where they're now getting into defense as well. It really seems like their two poster boys are going to be um, Stellar and H bar, and XRP is going to get its own too. XRP has already been with Bank of America. They already bought a crypto custody company. Like like at least H bar and Stellar and XRP seem like they're destined, right? And like Crypto UK mentioned, Chainlink. Chainlink, they say that Chainlink is being linked into Swift. Okay, so and that would explain too the whole surge that we've seen in Chainlink lately, um, more than any other ISO coin, right? Somebody seemed to be tipped off. It seems so. Yeah, man. Yeah, H bar it seems to be. I can't remember how to spell it. Tachyon and H bar. Tachyon H bar. DOD and DOE. Okay, I think I got it. So H bar, yeah, looks to be the one that they're choosing here. There we go. Funded by the United States DOE, DOD, and NSF to protect their mission critical data. Tachyon is leveraging Hedera's public census for safe blah 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 blah. Like, and this, we were talking about this mainly music couple like a week ago maybe, and this really actually gives me less faith in DAG. Not that I'm fudding DAG, but this seems like it would be something that was in DAG's area but H bar got it. So that really lets you know what's up with H bar, right? Yeah, H bar, I think it's gonna be the one, man. One of those ones. Plus, do not forget about Fed pivot reducing interest rates, 30 and 40% drop across all markets. Yep. Well, yeah, I understand, but I think we just have too much bullish news with Bitcoin to just be waiting here for a pullback. I think anybody waiting for a pullback might be left in the cold, man. Like anybody who's still just waiting, like it just reminds me of the people that were waiting at 15K. What are you? They were waiting at 15K. Like I would feel almost, even if you feel so strongly about waiting right now, even put in 15%, like 15%. I'd rather put in some right now than be left holding my butt at like if Bitcoin just skyrockets to 70. Like, and I think that's really a possibility. Maybe everybody's thinking that these ETFs get approved in January. What if they get approved now or before Christmas? Like, it's just too much. It's too much good news out there to just be waiting, bro. I don't think I think that's a bad game to play. Just knowing where some of these things have been at, like H bar at 6 cents right now. When it's at, I don't know. I don't know. People have to decide for themselves, but I'm trying to not be late. I'm not. I rather almost lose some percentage points now than to be totally late. Scams in the Starknet ecosystem. Be careful. Follow their Twitter. 100%. Where's Richard Hart? Thanks. I don't know where Richard is right now, man, but Richard was doing some things too. It was like, bro, you are you getting in with these guys or something? Because he was like touting himself like he's like, okay, we're gonna do better than Bitcoin. But I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with Richard Hart. What's up, Richard Judge? Most people hyping airdrops on Twitter are fake. Hey, gonna see more and more people getting scammed. Yep. Stan, Alex Bechter seems to be the gaming influencer king. Is he someone we should follow in this space? Thanks. He is a gaming influencer king. He is definitely a guy you can follow. Um, but understand, like, when you're following this guy, understand, like, these are gaming tokens. These are gaming tokens. Um, they can be dumped on you. Okay. Don't try to stick in for like a lot of gains because these dudes will dump on you. They will dump on you. Like, but some of these ones that they're just beginning to talk about this Beam. Yeah, there's some advantage to be had there, but yeah, you have to vet them because these dudes will get you. Um, and if you look at some of his tattoos, seems like he's connected, if you will. So yeah, you can follow him. You can follow him. Just know that like by the time he gives them to you, maybe like all you're looking for is a 1 or 2 or 3x. Like don't try to be in that boy for like a long-term thing. Caspa, I do actually think got a lot of people hyping Caspa too. Um, but if you weren't in now, like it's like I almost would like say you should probably look at something else, right? Like, or wait for it to try to. If it doesn't go under 10 cents, then if it doesn't go under 10 cents, you might as well look at something else, right? It's at 12 cents now. Could it get to $1? Maybe, but at $1, that's like what now? Maybe a 9x. And if you weren't in by time, like when we were talking about it at like a cent, or when we were talking about it at 4 cents, or when we were talking about it at 7 cents, like you're now investing at 13 cents. Like, I don't know. Like I I would I would say with Caspa almost like if it gets back under 6 cent, if it gets back under, I'm sorry, if it gets back under 10 cents, maybe then. But at this point, if you if you don't have anything in there, maybe might want to look at some of these sub penny gaming tokens that we just mentioned, or maybe you want to go with a safe investment like Hedera, which is at 6 cents, and wait for that. It's just, yeah, at 13 cents, that's I don't know, man. I don't know if you're not already in. But people are pumping Caspa too. Some of the same guys that are talking about these gaming tokens are also talking about Caspa. So yeah, hell, maybe right now getting in and waiting for it to go to 33 cents is fine. When I think about it that way. It's too much spam in your Telegram. Missed it when it was just more legit info and not spam of YouTube influencers. And I understand that, Ace. I understand that. I understand that. And I don't know, maybe there's something, maybe there's a smaller Telegram we can get. This happens when Telegrams get bigger. It just happens. I'm not sure if there's nothing because like a lot of people share information, and as long as it's not something that's like scammy, I don't try to like censor it too much. So yeah, I understand. I understand like when the telegrams are smaller, I get what you're saying, but people do share really great information in there, and I don't see anybody sharing anything too scammy. So, but I understand I understand where you're at with that. The bottom line with CZ is Binance being the biggest player in the space. The U.S. wanted him removed so that they can have more control. That's why they put the WEF guy in his place, more control. I see what you're saying with that HBC maker. But the more and more that I look at things, these dudes always control both sides. And we're talking about the 48 laws of power, right? What are the colors of this book here? Red, if you can see it and it doesn't block it out. Red and blue. What are the colors of red and blue? Democrat and Republican. The Matrix, right? Morpheus. Red pill, blue pill. Those colors are not an accident or coincidence. But usually what I figure out, what I see with these people is that they're controlling both sides. They always make it seem like this is U.S. versus China, or this is U.S. versus Russia, but really they have both sides under control. So the U.S. feigned like there's this whole thing with CZ, but who's to say that CZ just wasn't playing his part? And when his part was done, they just replaced him with another guy who's going to play his other part, like their part. Who's to say that CZ was truly a problem? I really can't say that. Who's to say that the U.S. and Russia aren't actually, even though they try to make it seem like, just like for instance, who you call it just came to visit, right? The Chinese leader. Why did he have a dinner with Larry Fink, CEO of Boeing, and some other people? What the hell is the CEO of Boeing, one of our uh, primary private defense, primary defense contractors? What is he doing at a meeting with the Chinese leader? But yeah, we're always taught to think that, this US versus China thing, when a lot of our goods come from China, um, you know, Chinese own a lot of our properties. Like, more you look at it, like they just control everything, and they make us think that there's divisions, just like they make us think the whole Democrat and Republican thing is a division. But when you really look at it, just like John Kerry versus George Bush Jr., they're both members of Skull and Bones, right? They're both members of the Skull and Bones secret society. So are we really picking something different, or is it just something that really divides us and make us less effective as people against the elitists or the elite families of the world? Um, I don't know. I don't know. But the more and more that I look at it, it seems like they have both sides controlled up. And yeah, so yeah, CZ's gone. Maybe he was a thorn in the US side. Maybe he was. And they now have this WEF guy in place. But maybe that was his role. Because remember, he was invested in FTX. That's the only reason he was able to do that anyway. So if he was invested in the FTX, didn't he kind of know what was going on? Maybe. I don't know. It's just something to think about. And maybe that was just his role. Okay, CZ, time for you to tip this off, so we can do this FTX scandal thing. Get going. Convince people not to get into crypto. It's your time now. Play your role of the the villain, the Chinese Asian, even though he's Canadian, villain, right? Play your role. I'm not calling him that. I have no problem with those people. I'm just saying that may have been his role to play, if you get what I'm saying. The money-making part of game stocks is from the announcement to shortly after the release. When everyone buys the game, after that bug release time, typically don't make any money. Okay. And I think you're talking about real games as opposed to crypto games. Equilibrium games was stupid. What's up, Be on it? Don't mess with gaming tokens from last cycle. Only gaming tokens worth there are new ones. Get in and out. That's what I was saying, Ace. Really good, great job there, homie. That's what I'm saying. Old gaming cycle tokens, I don't think I'm messing with. I'm only gonna mess with the new ones that the new guys are pumping. These are like systems. Like they churn, they pump one, pump a new one, pump a new one, pump a new one. It's like a cycle, right? We always talk about cycles on here, right? New bull run, the new bull cycle is coming up. So hence a new bull cycle of gaming tokens to pump and dump. Okay. So I personally, I'm kind of agreeing with Ace on this one. I don't know that I mess with any of the old cycle tokens, and I would just get up on these new ones, pump them and dump them. Right. But instead, we're telling you guys, I'm telling you that this is what they're going to do with these things. I'm telling you not to be up in the hype of it to try to hold 400x. Just get your gain and get out. Because it's a game they take forever to produce. And not only is it just a game, it's a crypto game where people don't necessarily know how to operate wallets. people don't necessarily know how to get their money on in and out of the game. So with all of those things going badly for it, or that are going against it, um, just get in and get out. It's not worth trying to hold on for something, especially when these influencers are they're probably just going to pump and dump. Just get in and out. Just like you're saying there. HBCU maker, is this new strategy since they know they can't destroy the community? If so, does that mean all the cryptos with a face are in danger? I don't think so. I think just the Binance thing, in order to keep with the story, right? And the story is that CZ is a crook. That's the story. Okay, that he's crooked. So to keep with the story, you got to remove him and put him a regulated guy in his place. So now there's a regulated guy in his place. Just like the story is Richard Hart is a scammer. So maybe the story is to get Richard Hart out of there and get somebody else in his place to run. So if I was them and I was thinking about the best way they're going to do this or use this to make money. The best way they could do this and use this to make money is to say, okay, Richard Hart, you're a scammer. We're going to get you out of there and we're going to replace you with another guy who's going to do this and run Hex the right way. Okay. So all while Richard Hart and they're fudding him and they're calling him a scammer, they're buying Hex and they're buying Pulse token, because they know there's going to be a pump when they replace them with their dude. Even though Richard Hart might have been their dude too, but the perception is going to be, okay, we replaced the scammer and put in a real regulated dude. So just going off that logic, then maybe Hex and maybe Pulse Chain is something to invest in because they're going to replace their dude with they're going to replace a scammer with a regulated dude, and everything's going to be okay for the token. So I think I might have just convinced myself into being a Hexican right now based off of how I know their plays work. Maybe Hex and Pulse Chain might be something to just park some money into because you know that they're going to do it. Just like they had wrapped up Solana and all this thing with Sam Bankman-Fried, got Solana down to $8, right? And looking lo and behold, Solana's working with Visa now. Okay. So maybe some of the same thing happens with Hex, where Richard Hart, they make him the scammer and all of this negative news comes out with Hex. Then all of a sudden, lo and behold, boom, they replace him with a better guy, with a regulated guy, and then Hex goes through the roof. Pulse Chain goes through the roof. I don't know, man. You might be onto something there. No one buys a game because they never released the game. Such a Ponzi. Yeah, they look at Gala, and Gala's actually released a couple of games, right? A couple. But even with ones where they released the game, like Dayton Arena, right? We just showed you. And they got 32 something million people still playing the game, but they pumped and dumped it. Doesn't even matter if they released the game or not. They still just pump it and dump it. It's just, that's the way. That's what they do. This is the thing. Also, if the government could stop and crush Binance, what will stop them from crushing ADA, ICP, Hex, Coinbase, etc.? And see, that's what I'm saying, Stan. That's why I kind of say it like I'm saying it like I'm saying it. Like I think that was the play. The play was because if you analyze it, if you just really analyze it and take out the narrative, right? It is completely odd that CZ, someone who cared, didn't give two craps about America and all what the SEC was doing, will all of a sudden now plead guilty and agree to jail time for laws that don't necessarily even apply to his company. Like that's the whole reason he supposedly created Binance US, right? And Binance US was its separate thing. Like, this is just another thing to get people scared about crypto. All right. And say, oh, here's crypto doing scammy things. Look at the scammer we can point at to you. Look at CZ. Look at Doquan, this other scammer we can point out. Oh, look at Sam Bankman Fried. But they're all guys that are playing their role that they were given, if that makes sense to you, what I'm saying. They were all playing their role that they were given. Now, I think Charles and Dominic, I think the guy that's ICP's guy, I think that wasn't their role. They weren't given the like scammer role because technically they've done things the quote unquote right way. But from out the gate, Richard Hart's been like showing you he's getting these Versace shirts and these Versace whatevers, and out the gate he's been doing stuff like, look at me, right? Look at me flaunting the money that you guys are giving me. Out the gate, he's been doing that. Just like out the gate, CZ was like, okay, bump these Russian sanctions. I'm gonna let Russia do what they want to need to do anyway. So to me, I think Richard Hart's playing his role, and his role is probably you're out of here. Okay. You're out of here. We're gonna replace you with our guy. But Coinbase and ICP and ADA, they've been on team regulated the whole way through, right? So I don't think you have to worry about them. Richard Hart, yeah, he'll probably play the role of scammer and be replaced, but I don't think what I think they'll do, since they want to make money from these things, is that they will replace Richard Hart with someone else. And then they'll pump the bags that they're already growing of Hex and Pulse Chain. So I think right now, because those things are very low right now, right? Let me go look at them. Right now, those things are extremely low. So I think they may be building bags of these things in order to then replace him and just have multiple X gains. Matter of fact, I'm almost banking. Like the more I talk about it, the more it just makes logical sense. So I mean, I don't know if they're gonna get it any lower than this. Like they might be packing bags of Hex right now, bro. There may be bags of Hex being packed right now. Bags of Pulse Chain being packed right now. When we're thinking, oh man, this guy's getting sued. Oh, no way I'm touching that. Like he just got sued. No way I'm touching that. And they're up here packing their bags, laughing at us, knowing that they're about to replace that dude with somebody, and then tons of liquidity is about to come into this. Man, I just might buy some Pulse Chain and Hex after this, because that sounds like their playbook. That sounds so like their playbook. It just sounds right. It just sounds like something they would do. because we've seen it with a Solana already, right? Is BTC the only alternative since it's faceless? Um, well, BTC is said to be faceless, but then when you look into that whole thing, right? They limited Bitcoin's block size when it could have been way faster, which is why we have BSV, and that's a whole nother thing. So I don't think that honestly, I don't think there are any quote unquote alternatives. Like I think they're having it, they're running it all. They run it all. They got it all unlocked. But if there's any proposed alternative, yes, BTC would be that. Oh, you said they're using leverage. I don't mess with leverage, but perhaps you can. Yeah. I think a lot of people are using leverage, especially those people that know what's happening, that truly, truly know what's happening. Yeah, then maybe they are up here like the whole thing would have happened with Doquan and Terra Luna. I know a lot of people were probably holding on to Luna shorts and made bank, bro, from the Luna shorts. And that they knew what was going to happen. And shout out to King on Gentleman of Crypto. He's one of the first people to say, like, how are you up here buying Bitcoin with your stable coin when it's supposed to be a hedge to Bitcoin? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, we should have known then and put a short in, boy. Oh my God, I wish I had put in a short. Because he said it. He said it on here. And this was a good, like, week before everything had really happened. Might have been a good 2 weeks before everything happened. Shout out to King, boy. He called it. He called it. Exactly. Stay focused on your goal. I only have so much money, so I need to stay focused. Yep. Oh, and I did. I grabbed some, man. I grabbed some. Uh, Paragon DAO. This is another gaming DAO. I grabbed some. It was at 17 cents. I think it's at 19 now. That's to me that was better than grabbing at some like at 30 cents or something. It seemed like a low supply. I did grab some of that. No, it just means crypto is here to stay in the US and BlackRock will have more control, make your money now because it's going to dwindle down. I personally think we have two more good cycles. That's what a lot of people are saying. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Just because like a lot of people are saying it, I'm almost thinking like this might be the last one. I'm really thinking that because if you really look at it, again, Hong Kong guys are saying that they're going to have a crypto ETF. Like so much fiat is going to okay, maybe one more good cycle after this. But they're already converting fiat to Bitcoin now. BlackRock's doing it. I think Mark Yusko said that BlackRock was going to do like 300 billion. So, and I've already told you guys how the BIS is letting crypto reserves do 2% in crypto in 2025. So, yeah, maybe we got one more good one, but as far as where the normal guy can invest in crypto, I think this is probably the last one. Um, Maybe we get to a point where in 4 years, now it's going to be on the stock market, like a lot of stuff, and then normies are going to be like, "Oh, it's regulated now, finally." So they'll get in because it's quote unquote regulated, even though all of those cryptos are working with regulated companies right now. Whatever, right? So But I think maybe this is the last time that normies, us normal folk, will have a chance to invest in crypto. Did you bet on Star Atlas? That was something that we were talking about earlier. E brought it up. Um, and I'm kind of with Ace on this, where it's like I rather just invest in the new ones, in the new gaming tokens. But yeah, I think Star Atlas will probably have its day, but I think you would be better served to invest in the newer tokens. I think that. So yes, I think it'll have its day. Yes, I think it's a good investment. However, I think the newer tokens are the ones that are going to do better. Thanks for the $5 super chat, E. Appreciate you, brother. What do you think about Starlink? Is that a token? Did they start a Starlink token, or are we talking about Starlink, like for real Starlink? I think I remember this token. If I could spell, bro. Yes, I remember this. This was around last bull run. And again, like going on the same kind of time that I was telling um, Stan about Star Atlas, I think you would almost be better served investing in these newer ones than these older ones. But it's like look at this, bro. Like it's like an avalanche, right? It's crazy. Um, yeah, I mean, at this point, why not just go invest in one of these new tokens? But yeah, I'll just have to do some research on this one. I had it a long time ago, but it's been around for so long now. It's like I almost feel like one of the new tokens. So I'm gonna say incomplete on this one, Cryptwork. I have to do a little bit more research on it and get back to you. But I want to see who's watching this. So the 5-pointed star inside of a 6-pointed like star type hexagon thing. Oh, how many ways can they do these esoteric deals? Tammy's watching this one. Crypto Stash. Crypto Stash is also a good like metaverse game watch. He has this whole stash character that he does, which is pretty good like gimmick. Um Paul Barron's watching this one. Paul just gives the news. I like it. Yeah, it has a good set of watchers here. Yeah, not too bad. I again, I'm almost on the I'm on a might as well just bet and invest in new projects type of deal. Let me go ahead and start this though, or follow them. I don't think the government crushed Binance. They just have more oversight. Binance is too big. They tried to crush them. All of crypto would fall. Um, yes. But here's the thing that you have to think about here. Um, these guys control the majority of the money around the world, right? So, if anything was actually truly a threat to their money, they would squash it out. Probably pretty immediately, right? So if CZ was truly doing these things with Russia and that it was a threat to their money, um, if CZ was doing those type of things, I would think that he would get squashed out immediately. Now, it's true that people have done things and kind of seen that he was doing those type of things. So if if both things are true, that he was doing these type of things, and that if he was a threat to their money, they would squash him out. Then, if both things are true, then he was allowed to do those things. Then, so if he was allowed to do those things, then you have to assume that he was on their team, if that makes sense. So, if he was a threat to their stuff, they would squash him out. If he was doing things with Russia to get like to do certain things with money, and those that if that's been proven, then if both of those things are true, you have to assume then he was then working with them. You have to make that assumption if both of those things are true, because they didn't unalive him. So if they didn't unalive him and he was doing these things with Russia, then he must have been cool with them. Case in point, he was an investor in the FTX. like, I mean, what else? What do we need? Like for them to just come out and basically say it. Like this is a tactic of theirs that I find that they use constantly. Like they create their own opposition, and the opposition is actually on their team. Like time and time and again, they do it. Just like the whole Democrat and Republican thing. Like people will like families will be split over Democrat and Republican. But yet, like I said, John Kerry, George Bush, both secret society, same secret society members, right? And at the end, like at the end of the day, these guys all hang in the same packs, all go to the same colleges, all attend. Like they are they're them and the opposition are the same side. They're the same side. But what does that do? By creating their own opposition, it makes the people under them fight and choose sides. So long as the people under them are divided and choose sides, you don't attack them because you're too busy worried about your side, if that makes sense. So again, like how would he become an investor in FTX if he wasn't like if he wasn't working with them? You would think, okay, we don't want you to be a part of investing in FTX. We know Sam Bankman-Fried was involved with donating to all of our political parties and all of that. Like, why would they want him to be a part of investing in FTX if he was doing so much stuff that was against what they were doing? Doesn't make any sense, right? Unless he is on their team. And we get this so many times with the World Economic Forum. You see all different types of people there working together, making deals, talking. Well, wait, you guys are supposed to be on different teams, different sides. Like what's happening? What's happening is what's the actual truth there? But yep, the news gives you pictures and different things or something in a different direction. Read that. Read that Law 27, y'all. Read it, please. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just trying to offer a different light there. The money making part of, okay, we got that. Got that. They can dump all they want. I just want to grab 10% or more. Yep. I might not hold for 10%. That seems like a long time to hold. Man, I'm trying to get 3 or 4 tops. I'm out. Would you bet on Start Atlas? Um, Not necessarily. I would just, oh, okay, we covered those. Okay, we got that. Law 2, 8 years down, and this law was in my head from a child every day as a child. If you have your, if you have no enemies, find a way to create them. Is that the second law? I think it is, isn't it? We'll look it up right quick. Yes, yes. Law 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Like Crypto UK talked about this book. It is a very crazy manipulation book. Like, and I'm not saying if you're a person of your religion, I'm not necessarily saying that you use these tactics at all, because I don't intend to necessarily use any of these tactics, but it's good to know how the people are coming at you, and these are laws that they use. But yeah, that's two. And it says, um, never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Crazy, crazy, bro, crazy. Yeah, Becker and Aliel too. Yep, two of the biggest pump and dump scam influencers out there in the gaming community. Straight up, guys. Straight up. Especially Elliot. Yeah, he started the whole super farm thing, right? But guess what? That whole super farm thing, uh, they had they have some of the same guys that are kind of WEF connected to it. So it's crazy how that works out. What's a possible MC for Link? Okay, market cap. I don't even know like what's a possible market cap. If it's going to be connected into Swift, the sky's the limit. Like, but can we imagine it? Last bull run, it was at $50. Can we imagine it going from like 15, where it is now, to 150 and 10xing? I could completely imagine that, especially if it's going to be a part of stock ETFs and all of this diamond hand type of stuff. Yeah, man. I like Link a lot. It actually has a real world use case. 100%. LCP won't tell us the max supply. You might have to look on CoinGecko. CZ. Yes. Exit stage left. What's up, Earthman? All right. See you, Richard Judge. Take care, bro. Yes. Another Rona will be second seal breaking 4-year periodicity. 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 I can't say it right. I'm sorry, y'all. Between seals. Okay. Yeah. I mean, they're trying to get a second Rona going. That's been out there too. Like, there's like a new mask mandate and all of that for like companies here in Arizona. That might be a thing. It might be. Back. Thanks for this ticker reminder and your insight. No problem. Double dare you. In the case of BitBoy, since his public meltdown, does discontinue his trust insider that he might have had before. I've been thinking about this big boy thing a lot. I've been thinking about it a lot. Um, and I find it peculiar again that him and TJ mentioned that pickleball court. And for some reason, pickleball continues to be a theme and a term that has been coming up a lot. Apparently, uh, Jamie Foxx's daughter mentioned pickleball court in reference to Jamie Foxx. Apparently, Matthew, what's his name? The Friends guy, Chandler. Matthew Perry mentioned pickleball when he like in like some tweets before he died, before he unalived. Uh, I find it really strange that these guys, both TJ and Ben, mentioned that pickleball thing. So I don't know what would be the plan or what would be the purpose of what this was going on with Bit Boy, but I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. I don't get it. But one thing that's kind of funny is that Drake and them were doing that whole deal, and I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know. I don't know what's happening with Big Boy. I wish him. I wish him well. I hope his. You know. It seems like he's going to go divorce now. I think the whole situation is kind of weird and peculiar, especially when you kind of look at like his role in the whole Sam Bankman-Fried thing. It's really weird and peculiar to me, and I hope the guy figures everything out with his wife, and the whole situation seems very weird and peculiar to me. I don't know what to say. I don't know about what to say about his channel, what ends up happening, but it also seems like another way you can say, okay, look at this weird crypto stuff happening, and this guy with his Ben scam coin, even the biggest like creator in crypto is scammy to all heck. I don't know, bro. I don't know what's the point or the purpose of what's going on with him, but I wish him well, bro. I wish him well. It's a shame. What's up, Rob B from the one-on-one community? Big Connect. Big Connect's a big theme on this channel. On the Gentleman of Crypto. Oh man, freaking Big Connect, bro. H bar, is it then? Is it then? Trophy, yellow, smiling. Triple NFA, I know. Yeah, H bar, man, they're doing some big things out here. True and Obama, George Bush's cousin. Yeah, all the presidents are related, apparently, too. Very weird that whole thing, right? But yet, Democrat, Republican, bro, right? But they're all related. Yeah, people still be like all gaga over Democrat, Republican, right? And people will talk about having liberal or conservative values. Like those whole terms don't even mean anything anymore. They like switch around what they mean all the time now. Like liberal used to mean free speech, but now conservative means free speech, and it's so dumb. Like it's all like to me, it's all they're all on the same side to me. Okay, and you can see that in little clues, just like all the presidents being related. Like unless you don't think that that's true, and I don't know what to tell you. But if you don't think that's true, it is absolutely confirmed that John Kerry and George Bush both were Skull and Bones members. They admitted to it. it's on recording. So who's their first? Who's their allegiance going to first? Skull and Bones or their parties? You decide. Let's go, Maximus Crypto. Yeah, bro. I'm doing one of those long streams like you today, bro. I don't think I've ever gone 3 hours and 30 minutes before. Like, I need some water over here, bro. Throat's like freezing up. I've never gone this long before. Oh, what's up, Max? One of the best researchers out there. Definitely check out Max's crypto channel. Love Max's crypto channel. Max is kind enough to wish me a happy Thanksgiving. I appreciate that, bro. Good man there. Good man there, Maximus Crypto. Any opinion as Stacks as a BTC partner since IPC doesn't need a bridge? Actually, this is a good thing, Stan. This is going to probably be my next show. Bitcoin and things like Stacks. It seems like BRC20s are the next thing, man. And BRC20s try like kind of building out like an Ethereum, a whole Ethereum layer. Like Bitcoin layer 2s are going to be huge, and Bitcoin connecting to Ethereum is going to be huge. I think that's another kind of untapped gem, untapped fertile land that's going to be very big this bull run. Looking at BRC20s and looking at BRC20s that can possibly connect to Ethereum and BRC20s that are going to expand Bitcoin's network since they purposely limited it on purpose anyway. So that's going to be very untapped gold that we're going to need to pay attention to. BRC20s. So if people can start paying attention to that over here in the chat, I would appreciate it. And if we start looking at more BRC20s, like I think there's going to be some great value there. Don't forget Terra Luna. That's another good point. Cryptwork. There are a whole lot of Terra Luna heads. So looking at Luna and Luna Classic, there might be some value there. Good point. Very good point. So you believe they're crypto leaders operating as government agents? Interesting. I won't come directly out and say something like that, but I do believe that these dudes may be on the same team, if we can put it that way. I really do believe that. As if you clearly kind of look at it, I'm sure people made a lot of money off of Terra Luna collapsing in shorts. If you look at what happened here with CZ, I think putting their other new guy in now makes Binance look regulated and gets it ready for that. We already know Sam Bankman-Fried was a front man. My man, he's clearly not the mastermind that they always make him out to be. If you listen to any of his videos, you can see that. So yeah, man. You believe that there are crypto leaders operating as agents? I always felt there's a heavy price of manipulation to gain control of the market. Do you think crypto will become Wall Street and push and pull? I think that normal fiat will be eventually converted into cryptocurrency, so that normal fiat goes completely almost away at some point, in the majority of companies. So imagine a day where, because if you're like anyone that listens to certain quote unquote conspiracy, I don't have a problem with that word, but people do. If you listen to alternative like media, right? Transhumanism is a big push. So imagine a day that you're on the metaverse and you're only using cryptocurrencies or you're only using digital currencies because we're pretty much only almost there, right? Like in America, people very rarely carry money, really anymore. Like we're almost always using our cards. So now imagine a world where you work in the metaverse and like they almost create like a world where being humans like a bother. Like, why do you need to eat and sleep and feed yourself when you could just upload your consciousness here, right? Why even worry about that? I could imagine a day where they've gotten people uh so controlled and thought like so in the mindset that being a human is almost a bother. Like you'd rather just be in this virtual world, and you're almost matrix like, right? Where your body's just this battery, and your mind is just hooked up and inside of the metaverse. Like I could imagine that day for our kids or for our kids, right? They slowly have to get us there. All that to say that okay, in order to get it so that we're operating on a total digital currency, they're going to be switching out the fiat so they can slowly move away from the fiat system to the digital system. And that's going to be good for crypto. And hence, we already see that happening in BlackRock converting $300 billion into Bitcoin. And it will slowly happen that more and more do that until we're completely no longer using fiat anymore and we're completely using cryptocurrencies. Just like we see also those Hong Kong um, agencies that are also considering Bitcoin ETFs, they're going to have Bitcoin ETFs, just like other places around the world are also going to have Bitcoin ETFs. And this is the kind of the tipping point where people were talking about, okay, Bitcoin's now going to be scarce. And then that's when, boom, Bitcoin just really explodes and blows up. Um, so again, a slow conversion to from fiat to crypto. So things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, HBAR, Link, all of those things are worth tons. And people who were thinking that crypto was a scam, they're just like, okay, what happened? So yeah, that's where we're at. These makes you go, what's up, boom? Study the enemy, then checkmate. Take out Binance and BlackRock becomes the new exchange. Well, BlackRock now by proxy controls Binance. Maybe they already did, and CZ was just putting the role as enemy. But now, since we know we got a WEF guy running Binance now, Larry Fink is on the board, a representative board of advisors of the WEF. So now WEF runs BlackRock, WEF runs Binance. BlackRock guy or CEO Brian Armstrong is heavy in with BlackRock. Like all of these dudes kind of lead back to the WEF, and I'm sure the WEF probably has people above them, but it's all one central unit of control. When we're thinking we're thinking otherwise, but seems like WEF has a lot more power, a lot of power when really people think of them as a think tank, but they're running stuff. Pull up the game, some Patriot game in history books. Pickleball is so fun. I love it. I lean libertarian. I've always been registered independent though. My record is 5 hours and 50 minutes last week. Wow, Max. Wow, Max. I don't think I could do that, brother. Yeah, no problem, brother. Hopefully, we're still having a great Thanksgiving weekend. Thanks, bro. Yeah, I am. Do you have any stock in BNB not going to zero? Oh, it's not going to zero, especially not now. Now that they got their guy in, it's not going to zero at all. Transhumanism is the new AI push, 100%. Marcos, what's up, Marcos? Marcos Locas, thinking otherwise. Did I miss something that you said, Marcos? What's up, Marcos? If the world becomes digital, crypto, and regulated, will that kill the current crypto explosions and it becomes akin to slow rolling Wall Street? Well, I just think there's a slow conversion happening. I'm not sure exactly of your question there. Wait, hold on. If the world becomes crypto and regulated, will that kill the current crypto explosions? Becomes akin to slow rolling Wall Street? Well, I'm not sure of your question there. I just think that we're going from this fiat system to the crypto system. And it's going to take some years to roll that out. They can't just immediately go from uh, fiat to crypto because it will cause too much panic, too much trouble. And they're not, they want things to be nice and calm so they can continue to control everything. So they have to do it within, like, in steps, right? So this is kind of like the first step coming up here, especially in 2025 when the BIS converts 2% of their reserves to cryptocurrencies. And that'll kind of be really the real big beginning. But I guess the tiny beginning will be BlackRock doing their ETF with Ethereum and Bitcoin. And, it just continues from there to the BIS. And then it's 2%. And then they increase every year. Okay, now you can do more crypto reserves. Now we're having more crypto ETFs. And it just keeps going until, well, now fiat is really gone. And now instead of using US dollars, we're using USDC. And that's how the world works. Everything's connected to FedNow and R3 Cordia and Hedera Consensus Protocol. All these banks, JP Morgan, Bank of America, who's hooked into Ripple, all these banks continue to operate status quo. But now, instead of using fiat, we're using crypto. And huge companies like Chainlink, like XRP, like Hedera, like Stellar have now emerged. And we've already followed them, right? We already know that Stellar is hooked in with Franklin Templeton. So they're going to get hooked into the system, and they're going to be, and their coins are going to be a large part of the system. And we're going to take advantage of that. The and UK campaign correlate with the booting of CZ. This is a harder. This is a huge topic. I tend to not want to touch this topic because it just goes into too many things, and yeah, I can't touch that one. I can't touch that one, Stan. I can't touch it. It's too triggering, and there's too many things with that topic. Let's see which company takes a bigger position in Coinbase through their stock. Coinbase stock is at $115, likely to climb higher. Who will it be? Numerous financial institutions can buy Coinbase. Well, Coinbase is good, and Coinbase is going to be a big one, but we already know that things like Robinhood, things like Square, things like I believe SoFi, these things can custody crypto right now, right? You can buy Bitcoin on your Cash App. And then, isn't it PayPal that has their own stable coin now? So like like all of these guys are kind of they're getting their way into crypto right now, and Visa and Mastercard they are already hooked up into different things, right? Like Visa with Solana and Mastercard with I believe Bot and a couple other places. So like all these old school companies are already kind of switching over, and all these new school companies already have access to Bitcoin and Ethereum through their app. So the writing is there. Yeah, what's up, Marcos? Thanks for coming through. Another guy from the one-on-one community, and Juan's been through here a couple times. I appreciate you, brothers, for the one-on-one community, um, coming through, checking out the show. I appreciate the love, guys. 100%. I appreciate y'all. Uh, Great show, Rue. Thank you for your inside information. No problem, Cryptwork. Cryptwork is like one of the OGs over here. Like one of like I don't know too many ladies that are watching crypto out here, Cryptwork. So kudos to you. Mike Main, what's good, everyone? Epic show. Yeah, good. 3 hours and 40 something minutes, man. Wow. I don't think we've ever done, I know we've never done a show this long. Never done a Benzinga show this long. This is our longest show ever. Shout out to all you guys who came through. Had some great information here. Some great coins presented. This might be one that I have to watch back over myself to get some of the gems that everybody dropped in here. Awesome, guys. Very long show, very active show. Thank you guys so much for that. You can catch me next Wednesday here on the Gentleman of Crypto, here on Black Root Investing Channel at 6-ish. I'm going to be out, go get some food. Brother's hungry, and I need to get some water. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one, guys.